of the Alexis K. Tyler Show. We're dealing with Nova T CRB. We are dealing with a very important constellation right now that can be seen during the spring, the summer, and the winter. We're dealing with the Crown constellation. And as well as still dealing with Andromeda. This is very important for the female energy for vagina power, healing through your childhood issues and so many wounds, as well as penis power. Um, I wanted to wait because I wanted to see if the same energy and entities kept coming to me about your different shows that we are talking about. Hi, someone, would somebody please put my cash up in here? Hit my cash up, make it clap if you want me to keep coming with these things. Some things I will discuss in public. Some things I'm not going to discuss because if people don't donate and support it, I'm not going to keep giving my information, my valuable information away that the spirit is giving me. Some of this will be put on audio file. You can get the audio privately, pay your donation, and you can be learning about these things individually because some men contacted me and they showed me their screenshot where they had donated to hear the matching segments from Vagina Power about penis power. And what I told them is because a lot of people didn't donate the other day when I did the show, men didn't donate, so I'm not going to give that information in free audio. Somebody flagged my video, I guess, trying to get my channel taken down and get a strike against me. So what YouTube did, they just notified me that they put a restriction on it, which is fine with me. So I just started restricting some of the other ones. It's just really ridiculous. You don't like me, you don't like what I'm saying, but you'll come and watch the video just to try to file a complaint against me to YouTube to get it taken down. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. I'm not worried about you. Plus, I have a lot of people that support me that want to hear the shit I'm talking about. So, and I'm not going to stop it, whether it's on YouTube or somewhere else. And like I said, if people want to donate and they want to get the private audio file to study for themselves, I'll do that. But you're not going to stop me from doing what the fuck I'm here to do. I've been doing the Vagina Power Show. Even when I started on television at public access, they tried to destroy me and get my show off the air. It was a very prejudiced, very racist white woman that ran People TV at the time. She took my show off the air and lied on me and saying I was stealing money from different guests on the show. I had never stolen any money. To this day, she hasn't proved it. I demanded that she prove it. I went on strike and I was picketing right in front of her window every day, and I told everybody else to do it. That's when people were secretly taping my show in the end of 2006, 2007, put it on YouTube. That's when YouTube started, MySpace started, and people made me viral online and got a lot of television shows interested in me. People came to Atlanta to interview me. They thought I was amazing. They loved the raw, honest, in your face content. And somebody actually having the courage to name their show after Vagina Power, have a whole teaching philosophy behind spirituality and sexuality, combining them together, combining God and the vagina, God and the dick. All these things are spiritual, created by this God and meant to be. They loved it. So I've dealt with people hating on me, trying to destroy me, as well as a lot of people have always hated on me online, told a lot of lies on me, tried to get me set up, couldn't prove the lies. I'm still waiting for to this day for people to prove all the lies they've told on me. So this is, I'll change the way I do my things or the location of where I do it, but I'm not going to stop talking about these things and teaching about these things. And I'm so glad people of all ages want this information. So when some of the young men, and I talked to one of the men in particular who donated and wanted to hear the Penis Power show, and I said, I'm not going to get into that because people didn't donate for it the other day. I said, but you, if you want to be a private student of mine, you can be a private student of mine, and I will do the audio files for you with the amount of the donation I'm saying you need, and I will walk you through the Penis Power, spiritual, sexual teachings, the way the spirits give it to me, and download it to me in private so that you'll be able to Empower yourself mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, and apply this to all aspects of your life. Because I'm going to teach you how to apply sex or lack of sex or unhappiness or unworthiness around sex with a vagina and penis will affect every area of your life, including your money. What I like about this particular young man that's already one of my students, because I'm getting his war kit together with his medallion that he ordered, that I'm starting to contact people on email because I'm feeling better to fill the orders for their necklaces. And I'm going to see when can she come over and ship them to you. They're just going to be in a small envelope because a lot of people just ordered a necklace. And so I appreciate that. I value that. I've actually told people that contact me about it. I'm like, I told you I wasn't feeling well. So I'm not going to, in the midst of not being able to breathe and having issues with my air conditioner, trying to work all that stuff out, trying to stand up halfway, breathe, not sleeping all night to fill an order. I can't do that. But what I can do, which is what I always offer to do, if it makes you happy, I'll give you your money back. Because it's like $100 donation, then $20 tax. I'm not going to argue with you or fight you about a goddamn $100. You can take it and then just don't contact me anymore. Because if I'm the only one filling these orders, I'm consecrating, praying over them. So I don't want to hold your money. I'm not going to argue back and forth with you. All you got to do is say, I've waited. You've heard me say I don't feel well. If you can't understand that, you can't respect I'm in a human body, and sometimes my human body fails me. So that means everything has to shut down for me to get my upper respiratory system, my breathing together. If you can't breathe, you can't do anything else. So I had to rest the past couple of weeks and get myself together and go rush to the hospital last Friday. So if you can't understand that and respect that, because I'm not going to allow anybody else to touch the necklaces. I'm not going to allow anybody else to touch my hair and skin products. I make them all from scratch, not because I have to, because I'm not giving anybody else my formula. If you can't understand that, I can understand that you can't wait and that you can't understand my process, and I can give you your money back, and don't ever fucking contact me again, because I don't like drama, and I will never argue with anybody about money. I will never fight you about money. If I haven't filled your order, and I'll usually tell you, y'all, I'm having a hard time right now. Y'all know I'm going through, still recovering, from years of dealing with black mold and skin infection, being in and out of the hospital. It's going to take some time, and I can't rush it, because all these things, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and I know it was meant to be, because the Spirit said, look, we finna shut you down. We finna put an end to this bullshit. We finna get your dirty ass ex out of your life. And I've had to go backwards and basically deal with years of shit that I wasn't able to get treated at the time. And I suffered in silence and was abused. So all this stuff is coming up, and I'm having to face it on multiple levels of myself, and I'm choosing to, because I don't want to repeat this cycle. I don't want to attract anybody else like my ex. I don't want to go back to my ex. I never want to see him again. Never want to speak to him again. Never want to have no reason to have him in my fucking house again. Now this is mine. And I never want to meet any new men or women like him, my mother, or anybody else. And that has all trickled down into my physical body, and I understand why. So I'm going through that process, and I'm embracing it and thanking God, because many times when you have a purpose in your life and you're afraid to fulfill that purpose, fulfill that mission, and then you have people around you that are afraid for you to get education and grow and physically get out into the world so that you can be educated and you can get whatever credentials you need, make whatever money you need to manifest your destiny. And those people start to strangle you and hold you back, and then deliberately sabotage every deal you try to make, sabotage your path, put roadblocks in your path. And you are bound and can't get out of those situations, or because everything you've done in the past has failed, you are afraid to move forward. And then you have these people in your business that you trust that are actually family members, so-called fake friends, lovers, as well as people outside in the world. Many times you can't move forward in the spirit, and God will get tired of that shit and shut that shit down, make you sick, make you have a heart attack. Create a bankruptcy for you. Make the person beat your ass and call the police when you finally say enough is enough, and I'm finna fight this motherfucker back or fight this motherfucker in court. You're looking at that many times and saying somebody put some bad juju on you, or you having bad luck. Yeah, it's bad and it's fucked up and it's painful, because it's a tower moment from the tarot cards. What I've started to learn, and this is the other readers discuss, The tower is not always a bad moment. The tower is also a good moment because it tears the fucked up foundation down. And you can't stop a tower. You can delay a tower. You can prolong the timing, but you try to hold on and you don't want to fight with this person. You're trying to ease your way out of it, trying to be friends with the person, ask the person to forgive you. Let's agree to disagree. You know, this ain't working. Let's get a divorce. Let's break up. Go my way, go your way. Now, if you're dealing with a karmic ass, dirty ass nigga and a karmic ass, dirty ass bitch, and you thought the person was a twin flame or a soul mate, but you realized it was a false flame and a goddamn karmic, that motherfucker is not going to let you walk away peacefully. They are not going to be mature and take the high road about that, deal with their issues, admit what they've done wrong to you, how they've held you back, sabotaged you behind your back, bad mouth you, told all kind of lies to keep you jammed up and to make nobody not want to fuck with you, feeling like you can't go nowhere, you got to stay with them. They are not going to sit there and deal with they fucked up, narcissistic, self-hating, insecure bullshit, being a compulsive ass liar and a paranoid schizophrenic, all kinds of bullshit in them. No, bitch, you're getting the tower. I'm finna lay your ass out, bitch, because you don't want to play no more and you don't want me to let me play with your life and fuck your life up. You finna feel this, bitch. I know I said that I was going to try to take the high road. I was going to agree to disagree. We can separate as friends. Now, a karmic ain't going to do that. A narcissist ain't going to do that. They going to fuck your world up, try to kill you or wish death on you or create circumstances where you out in the cold with nothing, fucked up on psych meds. Smoking crack on the side of the road, fucked up, hair gouged out, hair napping shit, looking wild and fucked all up. And then they'll drive motherfuckers by. They'll take videos and pictures and shit. See the bitch? See that bitch? I told y'all that bitch was no good. I told y'all that bitch was crazy. I told y'all this bitch had a mental problem. See, it was never me. Y'all thought it was me. It was this bitch. And then they laugh hysterically and have a hard dick on watching you become a failure and be nothing. A narcissist ain't gonna be satisfied if you leave them and don't fuck with them. The compulsive blind motherfucker that's possessive and sick and want to dominate, control, and own you like a piece of property. You're not a human. You're a doll to put on a shelf. You're a piece of property. You are a thing to them, an object. You're not a human. You don't have no feelings. And if you do, fuck your motherfucking feelings. I want this bitch to stay with me, and I'm going to destroy this bitch and keep this bitch in a position that can never leave. And if the bitch leaves, I still want to destroy the bitch. So I can't see the bitch doing well and beautiful and strong or restoring her beauty that I took from her by making sure, you know, that I poison her and beat this bitch ass. I don't want to see her thriving and happy with a man that can really treat her the way that she's going to be treated. Bitch, you going down. The tower's coming for your ass. And I'm trying to make sure that as the tower falls, bitch, you can't jump out and have a safe landing. I want you to burn up in that motherfucker as a goddamn fall, bitch. When these things happen and God has told you, your ancestors have told you, you already know, but you don't trust your intuition and you won't listen. Or now that you listening and you done told them your fucking business and they know who you are, they know what you're supposed to be, they see your potential, but they're going to act like they don't. They're going to call you dumb and stupid when you're really smart and brilliant and have the potential to really be something different and set this world on fire. A trailblazer, doing something that probably other people do. Because we all talk about pussy and dick, but do it in a way, and we all got one or two. Because some people got a pussy and a goddamn dick. So when you're supposed to do that and you won't listen, God will step in, ancestors, whoever you want to call it, whatever you want to call it, whatever you believe in. It will dismantle your world and bring a tower moment in there so fucked up that you can't put it back together to create so much heartbreak, so much wounding, so much backstabbing, betrayal. You like, I thought I know this person. I ain't even fucking know this person. I ain't even know this person could be so dirty. Them spirits, God will bring that moment because you keep trying to put it off and you scared to confront it and you scared to go and you not ready and you ain't got enough money and you ain't got enough education and you got to get another job and you got to get well. The spirits say, fuck that. Your sick ass finna fall because you sick in the motherfucking way. And it's going to always be something because you got a certain amount of time to be here and you got a certain mission and a destiny to fulfill. And you scared to do it and you scared of this motherfucker and you scared of all these humans who have told you it ain't going to work, it can't work, you ain't this, you ain't that. Want me knock your ass down, bitch. The universe will do it. and you'll blame it on anything and everybody negative and everybody wishing you bad. Sometimes your bad shit is your blessing. Sometimes focus and making a nigga turn on you and threaten to put you outside or put you in a shelter where you got to get it out the mud. You know what? I was just thinking about that yesterday, and I was thinking about it today. I said, you know what? I'm glad this motherfucker took everything from me. Lied on me, lied to me, lied about me. Did everything to snatch the rug from under me and see me fail. Even watched me dying. Wouldn't even come to the hospital to bring me a sandwich. I know because I asked him. I was up there by myself. I ain't had nobody but God and my ancestors, and I had to trust that nobody wasn't going to hurt me. I was going to be okay. And I was. When I think about that, and what I thought I couldn't do, and I didn't believe in myself, especially being so sick. I ain't never been sick in my life. Never been a sickly person. I always been healthy and strong. I always willed myself to be that way. I always took care of myself, but you know, things still happen to you. If you put in a position where you are absorbing toxins in the water, in the food, in the environment, somebody give you a bad drug. You get a bad drug doing surgery. You're getting fucked up doing surgery. Anything can happen to you. People think that they're tough because they're muscular, they're strong, they run, they have a tip-top body, you're young. Anything can happen to you. You don't know what may be in your karma or your experience or your agreement to learn what you need to learn in this world. I just thank God and I'm recovering. I'm recovering, getting healthier and stronger, and I see things for the truth and not what this nigga told me and lied to me, because the person I see is not the person I knew, but that was always who the person was when I met the motherfucker. I'm thankful for whatever resources he could have gave me, exposed me to, all the money this nigga had, and still got all the properties and stuff he had. I'm glad he didn't give me a goddamn dime. I'm glad he didn't give me not one piece of real estate. I'm glad he didn't tell nobody to give me a job. I'm glad he didn't give me a job. I'm glad this nigga ain't do shit for me, because I'll never ever have to hear him say or put out in public, and you'll never see it. As I glow up and blow up, this nigga will never be able to take credit for a motherfucking good thing that God give me. Whatever I become, based on what I was meant to be, whatever I do, and whatever new things open up or wherever direction I go in, I will never ever be able to tell y'all, well, I don't, you know, I wish, I don't know what it's like to do it on my own, because this nigga give me this nigga give me that. You didn't give me nothing but hell and grief and pain. Sometimes I have realized somebody rejecting you is God protecting you. You be like, but how is that? Because I'm going to be homeless. I need to eat. You know, this motherfucker said they'll pay, you know, take care of me, take care of the baby, feed me. You are looking at this person as your God. You are looking at this person to do something for you that you feel like you don't have the resources and the ability to do, and ain't nobody else around you doing it. So instead of you going within yourself and learning to manifest things on your own because you're in a desperate situation, you finna be homeless or you are homeless. Like I told y'all, I slept in my car. At the time my mother put me out at 19 and I slept in my car, Lord Jesus, I felt the most happiest and the most freest. Because I didn't have to deal with her beating me no more. I didn't have to worry about the threat of her beating me. I didn't have to worry about her killing me. I didn't have to worry about her trying to intimidate me. I didn't have to worry about her lying on me. I didn't have to worry about her destroying opportunities for me. This is a person I didn't fucking know. And then I meet who? Men that are the same as my dirty ass mother in a male body. When I slept in my car, I felt free. I felt the world was my oyster. The world was anything I wanted, I could have it at that time. And I started talking back to that bitch. That's something you should never do. But when you have a wounded child inside of you and your mother blames you for the dirty shit they do to you, you're going to feel guilt. You're going to beat yourself up. Well, if I just show her I'm the daughter she wants me to be, and I'm a good child and I never say no and I cater to her, that's all she wants you to do, because you're narcissistic supply. You're not shit to the bitch. You never have been and you never will be, and she's jealous of you and competing with you, because you don't have to earn the love of your biological mother. From the moment I know I conceived of a child and I thought of a child and I felt like a butterfly fluttering around in my stomach, I loved that child. I knew it was a child. I dreamt of that child. I love the essence of it. And no matter what my son does that I don't want him to do, or I told you not to do that, I told you to stop fucking with them dirty ass niggas that are going to set you up, they're going to shoot you, they're going to try to kill your ass, they're going to get you locked up. He went and did it anyway, and what I had said happened to him. But I still love my child, because that child was created in me. I don't care what nobody said about my child. I don't care what nobody think about my child. I don't care what nobody said about me. I don't care what nobody think about me. I have and I never will. I have not and I never will turn on my child. My child had to do something real fucked up to me, or do something that he knows that I consider unforgivable, for me to back away from him. That is mine. No matter how shit he do that I hate. And I'm like, you're going to create more drama and obstacles in your life by doing this stupid shit right here. But as long as you learn through this experience and you come out of it, so I can see you, I can touch you again. As long as you breathe, even if you're a late bloomer, better late than never. Delayed but never denied. You can always start your life over and get yourself together. I just wish you'll stop wasting it. That's the only thing that breaks my heart. But if I was to turn against and get out and laugh and talk about my own child, and then I never did the things my child did. Never was disobedient, never in and out of jail, never juvenile, never disrespectful, but had a dirty ass mother who would make up shit, and you're never good enough. None of her children were ever good enough. What does that say about her? And what would that say about me if I did that to my son? There's something fucked up about you. And there's something self-hating and self-loathing and self-disrespecting. You're a piece of shit bitch, because you gave birth to a child and brought it in the world. And because the child has a karma and a life that really ain't none of your business and ain't got nothing to do with you. We don't own our children. They don't belong to us. We have jurisdiction, legal jurisdiction over them when they are minors. And yes, we have to beat their ass. We have to keep them in check. We have to have them go the right way and finish school and do what they're supposed to do. Unless they just run away and they refuse to listen, because by law will be punished, because that child is a minor under our legal jurisdiction. Unless you relinquish all your rights, or the child just don't want to be with you, you can't do nothing with the child don't stay. Every time the child come home, it run away. I understand those types of situations you cannot help. We're responsible for it, but once that child becomes of legal age, what they do with their life, how they live their life, even if we don't like the shit, and it's like, that's not what I taught you, it's really none of your business no more. It's nothing you can do, because that child got its own karma, its own mind, its own soul, its own ancestors, its own path. And it's not going to be exactly like you just because you gave birth to it. You might not know them like you think you know them because you gave birth to them. They might not look like you. They might not act like you. They might look like their daddy. They might look like your grandmama. They might look like a cousin that physically died. You really don't know unless the child is comfortable enough to tell you, and unless you do your birth charts on that child, you know everything about that child astrologically, numerologically, and the child feels comfortable to let you in. It is your birth child, but it is a legal adult. Once they get to a certain age, it's not a baby no more. You can't run them. You can't control them. You really don't have any right to do that, because that child doesn't belong to you. We have to learn to accept and release our children, and their experiences don't have anything to do with you. But when you, and it's not always a reflection on you. That's what I had to learn. I had to accept. The way I taught my child totally went against that. So what he does, what he doesn't do, and how he doesn't, I'm not going to take responsibility for it. I'm not going to say, well, I taught him that, I showed him that, because I didn't. A lot of stuff that he do and agree, He never saw me do. He never saw me say, this is what I want you to do. He did what he wanted to do. He thought for himself and listened to his stupid ass friends who I knew was jealous of him, who wasn't his motherfucking friend. But that still belongs to me. Although your mind, your life don't belong to me, you're still mine because I brought you into this world. Being pregnant, the whole experience of pregnancy, even though I wasn't mentally emotionally retarded at the time, I didn't realize the beauty of it. And literally being a god, being a goddess, having life being created in you, but yet it still doesn't belong to you, but having the essence and the biological function and the chemistry and the capacity to have eggs fertilized inside of me, and then have it carried, conceived in you, carried in you, and then move through you to become born. To me, that's one of the most beautiful gifts that a woman, a female goddesses, and that a God moved through you to fertilize the egg with divine sperm and penis power. That is one of the most beautiful experiences that I will never forget and that I cherish as a blessing. And you have men and women, they can squat down outside and take a shit. That's the same way they feel about having a baby, or have it and throw it in a dumpster, leave it out in the park in some bushes, and the child starts to cry because there's something about that child's knowing in its higher self, I better fucking cry because this dirty bitch done shitted me out of her fucking ass. And I still got my umbilical cord attached and I'm bloody and shit, and I got there, I'm hungry. I came here and I got to do a particular thing, God damn it. By the time I'm 10 years old, I need a certain training and I need to be in a certain school and I need to be on a certain... Where motherfuckers come get me at this park? I'm under the second bush and somebody come get them. Oh my God, this would take them to the hospital, get them cleaned up, warmed up, put them in an incubator, give them some warm milk. That child becomes a surgeon. That child becomes an athlete. That child becomes a doctor. That child, because you don't know. Then some of them they find dead. That could have also been a part of the karma. That's a tower moment. Shit. If we want to even get into that, shit, that's an infant tower moment, goddammit. Whatever you stumbled into, dear, you can stumble the fuck out of. LKJ, whatever the fuck you is. Thank you, Eon Star. It delayed, but not denied. But if you're a weak bitch, it will be delayed and denied because you gave up on the game. See, you let your mammy and everybody else make you give up on the game to the point you don't even know that you in the middle of Monopoly. They got you playing checkers on such a low level, you ain't even mastered that to get to chess, and you been in your mama womb 6 goddamn months. But see, the babies are so, you have to go back. You might need to regress yourself into past life regression and meditation, or even regress into your mama's womb, because we all heard the shit of the diabolical mind of a narcissistic mother. We all heard it. And it's amazing when I got the email about the star in that constellation, Borealis, which is the crowned, looking at the crowned goddess, the crowned queen. Right now, the star is getting ready to erupt and explode. And this is, the timing is getting ready to happen in right now. I think it's a rare experience for Corona Borealis. That's what we're dealing with. It's finna explode right now. When can you see it? In the north, this constellation in the northern hemisphere, spring and summer. We're in summer right now, and then going into winter. You can see this constellation right now. And we're dealing with the crown goddess. Of course, they came up with the Greek mythology around it, but we know all this stuff didn't originate with European Greeks. It originated with our ancestors. So, and many times, like I say, Because I regress back into the womb of my mother, and I know she did not want me. She wanted my father. She couldn't have my father. She didn't play her cards right, even though she was extremely young. My father was much older than her. Women will not really want a child, but don't have the nerve to abort the child because either the person's famous or the person's wealthy or wealthy, rich and famous, and this is going to be a bargaining chip, like a keep a nigga baby or something. It's not about you. It's about that you are a meal ticket to a certain reality opening up to you by having it with a certain nigga. You see what I'm saying? And then you want to step to him, be like, I know you really want me, but I got this baby you want, so you want that, and so this will open up a door for me to have what the fuck I want, which is unlimited dick with a wedding band on it. They want to graduate from Lil Pam to Mrs. Pamela Love with the wedding band on the left hand, goddammit. So it's like it's different reasons, and I sensed that when I went back, and I actually told my birth mother what I saw and what I felt, and that I was starving. I was a big baby of 8 pounds, but starving. And I was like, why did I feel so cold in your womb and so hungry? I might have even sucked my fingers or sucked my thumb. And when I said that to her, she got very quiet and she said, well, that would make sense because for the first 5 months, 5 or 6 months, I didn't eat. And I was afraid my grandmother, which is her mother, was going to give her poison and even accuse my grandmother and her aunt of making a poison herbal concoction, forcing my mother to drink it. And she said she vomited. My grandmother said it was a lie. She didn't do it. But my mother said she did. And she said, I didn't eat because I didn't want mama, which is my grandmama, to beat me or beat it out of me or make me give it away or poison me. So I wore these very tight blue jeans and had a belt on them. I was very small. And then she said maybe around 6, 7 months, she started to get bigger, started to eat a little bit. But then I remember I said, but you didn't breastfeed me. I know you didn't breastfeed me. So you all need to do this within yourselves if you are hurting. Because the Spirit told me the past couple of days that there are a lot of women, there are some women listening to this or that are going to listen to this that are secretly grieving abortions and miscarriages, rapes, and really bad dysfunctional relationships with men where they're literally hurting in their vagina, hurting in the womb, and even having hysterectomies or damage behind an abortion or miscarriage or rapes, trauma to the vagina, trauma to the womb that actually caused them to be infertile or an abortion or the procedure of it or infections of it or STDs and they're grieving. Now they're older and they're grieving in secretly in silence, in pain, suffering, can't get past it. I don't know who they're talking about, but I just learned to follow the spirits when they tell me something. I saw women grieving, some younger, middle-aged, some older, where it's old wounds, old hurt from when they were younger. They're still in 40s, 50s, even 60s, maybe even 70s, still holding this stuff and grieving the life they wanted that they did not have. And the violations put upon them. Okay, yeah, you said narcissistic parents arrest their children's development stages. Yeah, and you know, Eon Star, what will happen is if the spirits brought you here to create tower moments for the world and you're not listening because they stunted your growth, they will make sure you learn by attracting bad people and karmic relationships because you have unresolved mama and daddy issues from the dysfunctional narcissistic parents and background or parent figures and not having your real parent around that could love you, because my mother separated me from my father because she knew he would love me and treat me right. She even said better than her. So now you're one woman competing with another woman that's your daughter, and you want to make sure they suffer because you're sick in the head. And if you can't get your dreams fulfilled, you want to bring nightmares to your own fucking daughter. The universe will create towers for you so that everybody you go to that seems like they'd be a good man or a good father figure or job, the universe keeps creating towers to knock them down like dominoes. And you're like, why am I trying so hard and this doesn't go right and that doesn't go right? Because your karmic mother has put you on a path that is so negative and that's so destructive for you, if you try to accept that is your reality and move in a fucked up direction, you're going to be murdered. You're going to be killed. You're going to be destroyed. You're going to live a life of mediocrity. And your mother's trying to create that for you in a life of failure. And that is not in the stars. A lot of people that live a life of mediocrity and have hard times and bad luck coming to them, if they look and get their zodiac chart done, and they look at their numerology, that person was born to be wealthy and successful and have love and things go their way, but their life is going the opposite direction because the mother did black magic to curse them. You know, a form of speech and speaking down on somebody and to take things from them and watch them live in a poverty life. Do that to your child. That is also a form of black magic because that's the only thing they see and they know. You're creating the image and the vision of the person always getting shot down and let down, and you're programming the subconscious mind, which goes out into the superconscious mind. You're programming for them to start self-destructing and creating their own demise and getting in situations and relationships and circumstances that bring them failure, so they will have a self-fulfilling prophecy of poverty and failure in everything they do, and they will start to believe this is for them. Once you recognize that in your world, and even if you have a zodiac sign and you get your chart done and you know your life path number, and your number may be to go through these things in the beginning of life, but then have ultimate success in your world, and it's still not coming to you, it's because you have to start breaking those curses and breaking those cycles. Because if you were born under a particular zodiac and a certain day and a certain time and a certain year, it is your responsibility to know, because you have the power. Only you have the power. Don't nobody have the power to destroy your life. Don't nobody have the power to make you a failure unless you are physically murdered before you can manifest that. And you must even be aware that people want to do that to you, especially if you have that type of life with your own mother and your family with a lot of violence, a lot of abuse enacted towards you and spoken on you. And that's what you deserve. And you keep being drawn to a motherfucker to do that to you. See, in order for them to do that and see that for you, and you get in that and you stay in that, it's because that is your vision. Even if you say, I'm hurt by this, I don't want to be hit, I want to be loved, but the deepest part of you is not feeling that shit that's coming out your motherfucking mouth. And it's not really envisioning that. You're a house divided against yourself that will not stand. So, you know, I'm going to end that at this point. Basically, it's dealing with the law of attraction, and there's things you have to change based on your feeling. Because if you're saying one thing out of your mouth and you looking at images, I want to live here, I want to drive that, but that ain't matching your feeling. That ain't matching your fear that you want manifest in your insecurity. The universe is going to bring you what you feel. It's only going to manifest what you feel, not what you say. Not what you see and vision boards and pictures you cut out. You're going to keep getting what you feel, and what you feel, that's going to come to you. Think about it. All the times you saying, oh, you know, I hope this don't happen. I want that to happen. But then you focus so much on what you feel, you manifest what you said you didn't want, because that's what you feel the hardest. That's what you feel the strongest. And it's usually what you feel would happen that you said don't want to happen. But that's what you give your energy to. That's where your life force and all your might is focusing on. What you really say you don't want, that's really what you feel. That's what you wrap. Hit my cash up, make it clap, goddammit. Thank you, Kim G. It's not just, and the energy is tied to what you feel. The energy is going to focus on and manifest and continue to accelerate the manifestation of what you feel. even if it's negative. That's you doing that shit, and you believing whatever was told to you, and you keep having people around you to listen to that bullshit. It's not them, it's you. And when you decide to take power over your manifesting and power over your emotion and your feeling and your vision and your focus, that's when things will turn around. So when the spirits were talking about that, what I would suggest for you, one exercise that they said to me, if you're a woman that's having womb problems and you are grieving an abortion, you are grieving a miscarriage, you are grieving the damage from abortion, miscarriage, and the drugs you took, any procedures that you got, and a dirty ass man you've been with that raped you, abused you, caused you to lose your organs through hysterectomy or because of the damage of them, disease in them, you have really got to dig into that pain and walk through that by yourself. If everybody's around you that don't understand it, won't listen to it, why don't you get over it? Why you always crying about it? Why you always thinking about it? Why you always talking about it? Because it's something that the wounded little girl inside of you needs to heal, and she might feel helpless or don't know how or don't have the tools. I suggest that you connect with people that can support you and that have been through that have moved through it, that can grieve with you, cry with you, listen to you, understand your pain, and you start to journal this thing every day. And you start to set you an altar up for you and that child or those children. If you had a name for them, put their name up there, put a candle up there for them, and you honestly grieve and you write down your own grieving and you write a letter to that child or your children. And you put it up there for them and you work with those souls inside of you and your own souls. And I hope you in a place where you have a tree, where you got you some property, we have a tree close to you, around you, or you can go to a park where a tree is, or a sacred space, or retreat or something. You know, this is kind of giving me this vibe. I might have to create these types of things where retreat, where we get together and work on this kind of thing here, because I know a lot of people have dealt with retreats around the woman healing the pain of that child. She either voluntarily aborted or spontaneously aborted itself. So I'm going to check out, I'm out of here. And you had a miscarriage, a child you really wanted, the man really wanted it, and it's something you still haven't faced to get over because the people around you are women, dumbass women around you. Well, I had one too and I get over, so you can get over it. But you're not her. And she might be empath and intuitive and feel things deeper. And she might be a wounded healer. Many times I'm a wounded healer. I've gone through so many things about the universe. Look, I don't want to go through this no more to learn nothing. Just tell me what the fuck you want me to know. Because I don't like this. And I've almost lost my life behind this. And there's so much damage to me behind this. And these people that did this and this dirty ass nigga that did. You keep trying to come into my world. You keep trying to hold on to me. And every day I work on pulling. I don't cut cords. When somebody says you need to do cord cutting, that's not effective to me. That's not effective to me as you actually see yourself pulling the hooks out, pulling the root of the cord out. Because if you're cutting the cord, it can easily grow back longer because you ain't get the root out. God damn it, like they say in the country, not root. You actually got to see yourself unhooking that shit from internally in you. I pull those out because I know that I'm done. I got the lesson. I don't have a mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, or sexual dick and pussy attachment or yearning or craving or connection for my ex. It's all gone. I don't want nobody like him. I don't want nobody like my mother. I don't want none of you bitches around me. I done learned. I finally got the goddamn memo that I was blinded from by having a dirty karmic ass mother teaching you that being abused by your mother and rejected and disrespected is a good thing, and you run behind motherfuckers that constantly tell you they don't want you and kick you in your fucking face every time you run toward them, then telling you to get up and run towards me again and keep sucker punching your motherfucking ass. I don't need that. I got the goddamn, I want no more no tower moments like that. Don't need it. And when you get to that place, You are now telling the universe and telling everybody else, get this elephant dick out of my ass without no grease that done bust me over to the white meat, because I done learned, I got it, I figured it out. I realized I am my own keeper. I am my own teacher. I am the one that is the generator for my life and my world. Now that I'm out here without my mother's umbilical cord, I can breathe, eat, sleep, move about, and have my spirit and my being on my own. Now you create that world. If you don't like it, you destroy that world. If the tower and the God ain't already come and destroyed that motherfucker, set it on fire and put the fire hose on it, and everything broke up and burnt up, you can't go back and rebuild it. It's done. What are you going to do to mentally, emotionally, and rebuild yourself? And one thing the Spirit said is trees. Women and trees. Men can do this too. The angel said if you have a place where you can put your footprint, there, take a picture of it, and you write it in your journal, and the date and the time and the location that you did this. In the universe, in the world, what's the date in the zone that you lived in the country, state, whatever, etc. Because that's when the energy starts to shift. And especially if you're keeping your head to the sky, like I just told you, the two constellations that are standing out to me right now, Andromeda and Corona Borealis, the crowned princess. Is the crown princess, the crown woman, the crown queen. I just got it in the email today and I was like, wow, this pertains to us. And vagina power, the womb, and healing and resurrecting it, because you deserve a crown. All of you are queens, and I would suggest if you don't have your tiaras, go get you one made. Or look at one that's already made and pick the ones that you like so that you can crown yourself and pat your pussy. Like I told you, to heal her and walk around and know your natural scent. Know what you smell like when you have a certain diet. Write that down. If you like the scent, if you dislike the scent. And why? Because a lot of that stuff don't just come from natural pheromones and hormones. If the hormones are out of order, if they're not functioning anymore, you got a fucked up diet, your body's stinking, you don't like it, that doesn't mean that's your natural scent. That's also ties to what you're intaking, the sperm you're intaking, the fluids you're intaking, the food you're intaking, where you're getting them from, where you're buying them from. Is it fast food? Is it diet food? Is it junk food? Whatever. You want to detoxify. This is the time right now you want to detoxify. Go on the cleanses, all the levels of your cleanses. Know what it's like when you put a certain perfume there, when you put a certain suppository, when you do your vaginal steam. Listen to your man tell you which smell he likes. Because I've had women that were married and they were like, I feel like my vagina stinks. But I asked my husband and he said it don't stink to him. He liked the smell. And I'm like, well, why do you stink to yourself? I'm like, I'm around you. I don't smell you stinking. They're like, I don't know. It's just, I don't like my smell. But my husband's up under me all the time. And this lady was pregnant at the time. And I was like, I don't smell anything. But to her, she stunk. Some women don't like their natural scents. But like I said, it might not be your natural scent, especially if you're smelling foul, you're smelling functified. It's your diet. It's a lack of water. It's waste in the body, toxicity in the body. It might be things you have to figure out what you need to change, and you start writing and observing this stuff every day. What you're smelling like, okay, what am I eating right now? What am I not drinking? How much water? What other beverages am I having? Whose house I ate it at? Well, is a certain meat in it, or is it cooked with a meat or something that makes me smell differently in a way that now I feel is unpleasant to my nose, but it might not be unpleasant to my man or people around me. Because the first relationship and where you have to be balanced and happy is with yourself. So the spirits are saying, women that are womb grieving, whether the womb is physically there or gone, is still there. The etheric imprint and the universe still knows you're still a female. They know what parts they put in there. You still grab your womb. You do your herbal steam cleanses. You still watch your diet. You balance your hormones, even though it's physically not there. And you didn't want that, you didn't like that, you didn't accept that. Because I've talked to women who told me they were glad they didn't have a period, they were glad they had a hysterectomy because they didn't want to deal with the bleeding no more. And I'm like, wow, how fucked up. I'm thinking to myself, how fucked up. One of the most beautiful things on the planet is being a woman and a creator. Not just a creator of physical life, but creator of ideas and feminine energy and expression and manifesting the will of the ancestors coming through you. It's one of the most beautiful things in the world. Whatever you are naturally born, you should be happy with that and embrace it. And if you can, I understand people start trying to change their gender or alter the gender so it looks like you are born a woman when you were really born a man, or born a man when you really born a woman. I've met people like that. I don't get in it because it's not my life. It's not my experience. I have talked to women that looked just like a fine ass nigga. Had gotten the surgery where they had done the skin grafting off the leg, I think the thigh, which is the largest part of your body, like the big thigh skin. Might have took a little bit off of the arm, and had a big old pretty dick hanging down, looked like a real penis. Had put the silicone implants to look like testicles, and she had went on radical hormone therapy because the natural therapy to try to shift the testosterone wasn't working. She was very weak and very exhausted. And then they had done, oh my gosh, she needed hormone therapy because now she's living as a he. They had removed all of the female organs. So that means they had done a total mastectomy, which those are your mammary glands. Those are also female organs and not just pretty tits or tits you want to design to look in a certain way to be aesthetically pleasing. Those are part of the sex organs because they nourish the baby. Those are mammary glands. She had those all removed, both titties removed to look like a male chest. I saw pictures of it. Had a total hysterectomy, wanted everything gone. Her parents were so upset and the mother was so upset. It was hard for her to engage her mother because she wanted her mother to see her now as a man. And she says, I felt this way for a long time. I mean, tall and fucking gorgeous. Tall and chocolate and gorgeous. Face gorgeous as a woman and face gorgeous looking like a man. Body athletic, tall, lean. I mean, either way, it was gorgeous. I basically opened my mind and had the conversation. I did not say you shouldn't have done that because it ain't for me to say. It's not my life. It's not my body. I felt bad for the biological her that she did not want and becoming living her life, looking, presenting, and acting as male because it took its toll on the body. She was sick a lot. And she was weak a lot. Trying to live as a male because they had stripped everything female. So see, the brain had nobody to talk to. The brain is the computer that produces the male and the female hormones from the hypothalamus and the pituitary. So the brain has nobody to talk to. It has no port for it to literally teleport and move through to nourish with the hormones, because she had all those ripped out and said, hey, I don't want to be, that she didn't want to be. I love being a woman, by the way. To me, because this is what I was born. I always loved that as a little girl. You couldn't tell me shit. I'm watching women on the TV. My grandma lets me watch TV. Like I tell y'all, know my favorite role models and were some of the most sexiest women on the planet. I'm like, oh, when I grow up, I want my chest like that. I want my pussy like that. I want my ass like that. I want to be able to I want to wear them bras. Shit, I want to take my clothes. I want some bikini drawers. I want to get up on that stage. I want to sing and shake my ass and throw my pussy. Just like them women right there. I already know when I was like 7 or 8. I'm going to look like that when I grow up. Put some glitter in my hair. I'm going to let my hair grow long. Hang down on my ass while I throw my damn ass around. I want my hair to be slapping my ass like she got that ass slapping her ass. Goddamn. I embrace that gender. What I told, I just like that energy in me, like was like, yeah, hey, fuck yeah, I'm gonna do that. Some people are born a certain gender and like, nah, I want to be like G.I. Joe. I know they say I'm a girl, I ain't got no dick hanging down. Fuck that. This is what I'm gonna be, and I'm gonna live this out. And if they're really serious about it, and that entity that is in them possessing them, it's like, oh, this is the wrong body. These are the wrong hormones. They're taking me through a puberty that I don't want. So they reject the titties, the pussy, the period. They hate it, and though they go and just rape it. They go scavenge it and dig that shit out. Find somebody good, cut all that out. Because I want to look like G.I. Joe, goddamn. I want to look like, I want to have a 12-pack. I want to have a big dick. And they reject that, but in your mind, where the glands are, they get the message you are a female or you are a male. So they will release the hormones down into those sex organs. So when you just radically chop them up and tell doctor, hey, cut all of it out, I don't even want to remember this. I want to look like the opposite gender. The mind doesn't know what to do. The organs don't know what to do. They go haywire, and usually the person starts suffering physically because they're not getting the hormones, because the body's trying to send them, and then it goes into 911 because you no longer have the sex organs there. And at this time, they don't have a surgery that's replacing them. They have it for the men to give them female organs, but the women that get a sex change from woman to man, they don't have them. So all this stuff has to be replaced. And she wasn't getting the right doctor. I think the doctor moved away or something. Some of these doctors, let me tell you what somebody had told me, they got a sex change. When a lot of men will get a sex change from male and live as a female, act as a female, sometimes they fall in love with their doctor. They fall in love with the surgeon. That's usually a man that's doing the surgeries. This particular surgeon she dealt with had to up, and just after a certain amount of months, wherever he was, he had to secretly relocate, because the men that had got the sex change surgery to live as a woman and look like a woman was so grateful that he turned them into women, but they looking like and living like one, they will fall in love with him and hit on him and like start stalking him. So the doctor would have to just keep on, at a certain amount of time, disappearing. So this lady that got the surgery to look and live as male didn't have the doctor, and when they gave her the male hormones and testosterone, it made her sick, or it wasn't working. That's how she found me. She was looking for a natural supplement. I'm like, baby, this ain't. When we got to talk, I said, can you call me? Like, why do you keep getting this stuff? Because I didn't know who it was at first. Why do they keep ordering? These are natural supplements. These are herbs. They are not going to fix that type of problem, because you've been surgically you literally been castrated. You literally just been massacred in the inside. I don't mean to say it like that, but that's how your body's seeing it, because it's not there. It's just radically ripped out of you. And that's when I started to find out what that life is like. And it's like, as I got to talk to some of them, I know some of you are going to get mad at me, what I'm about to say, and I don't mean no harm. But even though she got all that female stuff cut out and she was taking testosterone, she knew she was still a woman. Even though I respected it, I called it a man name, and you look like a fine ass nigga to me, goddammit, with a big dick on you. Had a girlfriend, a biological woman who didn't want her talking to me, didn't like me, was very territorial because it had a big old dick hanging down and said the dick was good. Man, you know what? I don't even know if I need to get into this here. This shit is so deep and off the chain. And that's what he started telling me. I said, why every time we get on the phone, I want to, I'm trying to talk to you, and your woman, and it was an attractive woman too, was turned out on the dick. And well, I want to be in the room, and I want Alexis on speaker. I want to see what she's saying. Whoa, wait a minute now. You are my client. You're my client. You fine to me. You look good either way to me. But even though I'm saying that shit to you and I find you very attractive, I don't want to have sex with you. Did I say something? And I even asked her to put on the speaker. Look, did I do something? Did I say something? Because that's not me. Y'all know my goddamn mouth. I mean, I'll be like, damn, you fine. Look, when you come to Atlanta, goddamn it, or when I don't want to travel, goddamn, I want some of that. I never thought that. I never felt that. That's like Woe to me. You know, that's something I ain't never did. I did a lot of freaky shit, goddamn it, but I ain't never been with a transsexual, goddamn it. I ain't been with no man to female, and I ain't been with no bitch to nickel. That's ain't I don't have no problem with somebody want to do that. But I guess I ain't really that freaky, goddamn it, because I ain't never went there. I tell y'all if I went there and shit, but that really wasn't on my goddamn it mind. Cause y'all know me, I would have fucking said, look, can I hit? When the fuck you coming out? For real? When you come? Cause we need to hook up. I don't want your bitch around neither. Can we all join? I never said nothing like that. That shit never came in my goddamn head. For some reason, she thought it did. So every time we're on the phone, she's like, man, you know what? I can't deal with this shit. Every time I get on the phone with you, we got the phone, we have an argument. She come in the room, she listening, she demanded I put the shit on speaker. I mean, I've even talked to men, like want to do readings with me, and they woman demand they in the room, they got to have me on speaker, they got to hear what I say, and I'm like, why? What are y'all thinking about me? I don't go around and fuck people men on the low or steal people men. I don't, but I guess some women, other women feel like that about them, or like I don't know, but that ain't me. And that's when I started finding out. I said, it's just stressful. I try to talk to you, but it's stressful. I know when I get off this phone, we're going to get into it. And I said, well, will it help if I talk to her? I said, but I guess it don't matter, because it don't matter what I say. If a person is feeling something within themselves, you can't change the way the person feels. So, eventually we stop talking. Well, I don't know if y'all ever been through anything like that or saw it. I had forgot about that. That just came in my head. I guess when the spirits were talking about go to the tree and deal with your womb, and even for some reason it came up about the transsexual shit with dealing with the womb and women being displeased with the womb or voluntarily saying I don't want it. Oh, that I know my pump was saying that some women are happy they don't have it there. Even natural women that just get it out because they say they tired of bleeding. And I'm just like, in this day and age right now, you don't have to lose your womb because you bleed. There are too many natural resources. There are even surgical procedures now where they can just immobilize the blood flow from the tumor to the womb and just detach the fucking tumors. And some women, like, they just don't want to be a woman in that way. It's like, look, I done had all my children. I'm not desiring that no more at this age. They're almost grown, or they're going to college now. I don't want to deal with that. I don't really need a period. And I'm like, you might not need your period, but you need your organs, because they will deal with your bone strength, your bone density, your bone health, your sex drive, the suppleness, the smoothness of your skin, you're having beautiful, thick, full hair. All that's going to be fucked up. You're not seeing that. Our mothers, unfortunately, don't teach us that. The grandmothers don't teach us that. A lot of them don't have the knowledge of it, because you see them looking with dry, gray, brittle hair and long, wrinkled up face, and got them in long titties and shit, and got them in long legs, cellulite hanging down from their leg and ass. Now they done fucking fell off. And they'll say, oh, that's just a natural part of it. No, that's not. That is totally unnatural. But the brain now has a disconnect from the organs. Either they're not there, or because a woman's gone through menopause, or they're not functioning anymore, and she's not replacing it with her diet, her herbs, or seeing a doctor. And she's not exercising. The sex life ain't good. She's grieving. Do you realize that most gray hair will come from usually a very stressful place in your life? Yes, it could be hereditary, because I remember when I was a little girl, it was these family members lived in the projects when I was living with my grandmother. All of them lived like 5 and 10 years old, or they were born like that with a gray patch in their head on the same part all of them had. The girls and the boys had a gray patch in their head. It was hereditary. That's different. But the rest of their hair was jet black. A lot of them wouldn't die. They wanted to honor that hereditary, that patch in the same fucking spot. I think it came from the mama. But usually when somebody starts to gray all over, if you think at the point of your life, it's usually something very, very stressful. I mean, I'm looking now. What you said, Alexis, Mackenzie, you said, love you, drip, kept me strong when I fell down. I'm so glad, because y'all keep me strong too. Y'all will be knowing or thinking I need y'all too. And being gray is not natural. It's usually coming from a lot of stress and a lot of fear. I remember this man, this older white man, was a newscaster when I was growing up. He had black hair. Him and his wife were soulmates. You could tell they were soulmates because they had been together his whole life when they were very young. And when he got older, he was doing the news every day. So we saw it. He had a beautiful, thick head of black hair. His wife died. And within a matter of months, this man hair was snow white. It wasn't his age. It was the stress of dealing with his wife because she physically died. He really wasn't doing the news too much, like within a few years or so after that. He couldn't take it. He's like his whole body deteriorated because that lady physically left. And then I know what I know now, you know, being a medical intuitive and speaking to the physically dead, but yet are still alive. And people actually calling me and I'm doing readings and they're telling me their experiences or the experience when they had two parents, they grew up with each other. One dies and then the other one tell the child, he calling me or she calling me. I be seeing them when I go to sleep. They want me over there and I can't live over here. I want to be over there with them. And then within 5 years, something happen or they go to sleep. Don't wake up because they, not because something happened to them, but because they will themselves out of the body, the physical body. They want to be with the person. They want to be with their soulmate. And they twin flame and they be at peace, even though the children are devastated by the shit because they lost both parents. But see, when relationships are that deep, even if they bring children into the world, the relationship with their spouse is more important than the one that with their kids and their grandkids. And the bond and the love they have with their kids and their grandkids is not strong enough to keep them over here. They're going to go to where it's most strong, where the poor lives, where the heart and the soul lives. And it's usually going to be their mate. So let me get back to where I was going because this is going to take some time. And the time is up to the individual that is experiencing. You need to go out in the yard, wherever you get where a tree is, or if you go to a park, take your shoes. I wish you use a little flip-flop or sandals or something. Stand barefoot in front of that tree. Dig down into that tree. Dig down into the dirt in front of it. Even if you want to stand, make sure it's not a baby. It's a big old tree with real big roots and wide because you want to hug that tree. You want to bond with it because they have all of the wisdom. They've been in the earth longer than a lot of time that you've been born. And they're older than you, so they know, see, hear, feel everything, and they are very much alive. They're some of the most wisest souls on the planet. Spirit trees carry spirits and souls in them. Whatever your request, whatever your deepest pain and your desire, you want to say it while you're out there, as well as write it. Take your pen and paper with you. And this is what you want to focus on and meditate on every day, because that is where the pain is, and that's where the power is. A woman's womb and her vagina and her breast and her brain, because the glands in the brain control the body, and that's where they cannot function without the right hormones, or it's going to be dysfunction. You're going to be out of balance. And especially you got you fucking a nigga that's out of balance and his hormones are off, because men could be crazy as a motherfucker too and having their hormones off and not functioning based on their diet and their thinking and their hormones, you know, all that stuff. You're living with someone like that, especially if they abuse you and they're narcissistic and they're having sex with you and they're depositing fluids into you. That's going to destroy everything. Okay. So you want to express that and you want to talk to that tree, and you can go every day if you can. You can go as many times as you want to. You want to impose your print into that earth. If you can't straight out dig a hole. Because if it's not on your property, it's kind of difficult. If it's on somebody else's property at a park, they see the hole, you know, the maintenance people naturally going to fill it in. Unless you can go to a friend's place that understands, that's going through the same thing, or will allow you to do it because they're honoring you and they understand the spirituality, understand and overstand the healing that is necessary. And by water, if you can be by water and the trees. That's the one exercise that they told me to give you. I'm not going into deeper ones unless you pay for a private show. Pay for a class, or I create these things and you download the audio, you listen to it. Okay. That's where a woman, and that's a grueling process, especially if you didn't want to lose them, or you didn't want to lose your organs. You didn't want to disrespect and not take care of the body, because you're required to take care of the body. That's a divine gift that you need as a vehicle to move into this world so that your soul can do the work through the body. You're separate. Your physical body and your soul is two separate things. And the soul never dies. So you will still be alive when the physical body dies. But you want to make sure, if you came here for your mission and you're becoming aware of the mission, that you take care of that body. And if it's sick, you want to get it back together. If you know you have a certain thing to do and you haven't done it. Unless you want to keep on going through chaos and turmoil and possibly come back. Even though you say you don't want to. It doesn't matter what you want to do. It's a matter of particular what you really focus your feeling on, what you really fucking feel. A lot of people say they don't want to be here, but they still fucking here. A lot of people say they don't want to come back, but you can tell the way they talking and acting. It's not a baby soul, it's an old soul. So you ask them been here before. You want to come back for some reason. And there's a certain tribe that you have an agreement to meet at a certain day, year, and time. Okay. Hey, La Amor de Viva. Please forgive me if I said that wrong. An explosion at a DoubleTree hotel. Wow. I'm saying these crazy things happen that I said would happen a while ago. Okay, do that. And with the men with penis power, when I was talking to the student that I really like, because he's ready to go there, he's evolved. I told him, in order to do these certain manifestation exercises, and you don't have to have someone, but I know he's ready for that because his mind is strong, his will is strong, his spirit is strong. He laughed about it, and I laughed too when I said it. And I'm like, hey, you're dating this person, that person. And he was like, I mean, it's okay. I said, look, I need you to see someone else that y'all both are attracted to, because there's some exercise I'm going to give you with your war kit and with your spiritual work that you got to do. I need you to do a little bit of fucking right now. And I put the laughing emoji, he put the laughing emoji. I said, I'm dead serious. I need you to do some fucking like right now, goddamn it now. I'm going to tell you what to do. I'm going to tell you what I want her to do. You're going to tell me about this shit. We're going to go over this here. I'm going to do your audio for you for your class. And he said, I have no problem donating for the class. If these people don't want to donate and have you put it out, fine. I'll get mine in private. I said, I have no problem teaching you because he's a good student. And the physical sex for someone like him and the way I tell him to do it and what he going to control, what she going to do, will help to manifest whatever he want to bring in 10 times faster. I know it will work for him because he's very open. He's a good student. And I see what he's manifested, and he's hungry. He's ready to learn. He's ready to move to the next level. Because it's a certain way that you got to do some fucking. Huh? It's a certain way you got to do your foreplay. And unfortunately, our mothers don't. Maybe some women's mamas will teach them, but mine didn't teach me. And I didn't meet lovers to teach me these things. I became the teacher from being mistreated and abused. So, as I said the other day, as we're moving into the goddess energy, the God energy, the crone energy, where you are not less than because you're an older woman, you're actually more powerful because you're in the crone energy. And the crone energy ain't got to be no fucked up, gray-headed, toothless bitch. Okay? You ain't got to be no woe-out looking bitch. You can still look young, beautiful, sexy, with a wet, juicy, popping pussy and some titties perked up and shit. I don't give a fuck if you got to get them fuckers reconstructed. Do what you got to do, bitch, to be the most divine goddess, the hag, the heavenly ascended goddess. Not what they call a hag, somebody woe out and gray head and shit and hair missing that don't nobody want. You should be the ultimate that every young nigga want to screw. Instead of listening to these bitches and these niggas that don't know what the fuck they talking about, you should not be fat and woe out and fucked up because that is what they have seen. that look like an older woman looking like. You can be both. You can be chronologically older with your wisdom, your knowledge, and you go through your healing and develop it and still look young, youthful, glowing, sexy, and have all your parts functioning and your body limber where you dancing and shaking your ass and throwing your pussy like you would when you were damn 25 and 30 goddamn years old. Huh? Now listen to that shit. It's what you define for yourself. You got to create your own vision and your own different divination and your own demonstration, god damn it, of what vagina power gonna look like as a mature grown woman. That GWP, that grown woman pussy. Because it ain't got to be fucked up and out of place and looking old and fucking woe out. Restore that shit. Balance that shit. And if you made up your mind you don't want to be no woe out, gray head, crone looking bitch, because that's what they try to impose on you and want you to look like, and you don't want no old gray head ass dick. If you want still some younger dick than you to really, goddamn it, bust it down and put that young energy and that young sperm and yum yum and come up in you, then that is up to you, goddamn it. Free the goddess in this bitch. Don't even listen to nobody trying to tell you, oh, you old, nobody want to do that to you no more when you get, bitch. Don't talk to me no more. Don't call me no more. Don't text me no more. I might be chronologically there, and that's a particular number for my age, but my body don't have to look that way. My body don't have to break down, and my body don't respond to that. You have a biological age, and you have a chronological age. Oprah showed us that when she started letting Deepak Chopra, there's a master of metaphysics and magic and sex, come and teach you that. And other doctors, I think Dr. Oz may have dealt with that too. Your biological age can be different than your chronological age. You can be 60 years old chronologically based on your birthday, but based on the way you take care of your body and detox and heal your body could be acting and manifesting and regenerating, and then it's the test they put on it. It's like it's 35, 40 years old. Both of those do not have to be the same and do not match. But your thinking, your fear, your insecurity, the way you let people treat you, the way they mistreat you, the way you mistreat yourself, and you believe the bullshit that they fucking telling you, your body will say, okay, well, they want to see an old bitch, and you believe you're an old bitch, and you believe based on an old bitch you should look this way and that way. Your body will say, make her that, because that's what she keep telling us, and we don't know the right or wrong, so your subconscious will make you that. And then if you view that, and you be like, I don't want to look like that no more, I don't want to feel like that, I don't want to demonstrate that, I don't want to manifest that, let me turn this motherfucking shit around, let me find out about the medical opportunities and options and scientific breakthroughs, I'm finna reverse this shit. Your body will do that too, based on your belief and the actual effort that you put. I don't let no bitch or no nigga talk to me like that no more. I don't care what you say about me. I don't care the jokes you crack. Hell, probably most of them I laugh at them, because I know after you said it, I'll be like, oh, for real? I'm finna do the opposite. Whatever you said I'm supposed to look like, supposed to be, I'm going to do the opposite and then show it to you, because you said that it had to be like that and it was supposed to be like that based on my age. And I'm going to show you something totally fucking different, bitch, because you don't define my reality and my motherfucking lifestyle. Don't nobody define nobody unless you get them power and you surrender and submit to their belief, where their belief is more important than yours. And you start to do that shit. You're a god and you're a goddess. You're going to let somebody that's acting in their God self with an ego dominate and put you down because they jealous of you? Now I know you can even have men jealous of you and putting you down. And this old woe out nigga going to come over here and insult me. A few months ago when I'm trying to heal and my body is just like a mess because all the infection had been taken out, or most of it, then I had to get more of it taken out. And my body, you know, as you go through surgery or you go through healing, many times it's fucked up or it don't look as good because you done had a lot of filth taken out of it, and now the body it can breathe again, it got to recover and heal, and you got to build your muscles and shit back up, because I hadn't been able to really walk for years, and dealing with this infection and molding house, y'all didn't even know it, for like, over 8 years, and it really took its toll on me. But I would just kind of smile and keep trying to go on and keep being positive and not complain and keep working, and this time I couldn't. That stuff had built up over these years so bad, and then I'm seeing how bad it was and had to be surgically taken out of me, or I would have died like within a day. And he actually started trying to insult me, laughing, when he created a situation to make me sick, which let me know he meant to do it, and he said he meant to do it. He could have stopped it, and he did not stop it. So you wanted me to be something that nobody wanted to look at and get their dick hard. Okay. And when he said that, he started laughing. I looked at him, he started cracking jokes about my appearance, and I laughed with him. I said, for real? I said, you're right, I don't feel like I look the same either. But, in my mind, I knew that anything physical is temporary. That you can easily change. You can grow your hair back. You can put the color back in it. Take your supplements, or you can just straight out diet. You can wear wig. You can wear weave. You can change your body. It's like all these scientific advancements. I'm thinking, why is this guy up here making fun of me? Now I'm glad he did, because he's admitting that he wanted that to happen to me. But I'm like, with all this scientific advancement, I can change this shit within 6 months. So, but I just started laughing, and I knew that he wanted me to cry, or maybe he wanted me to attack him or insult him. I wasn't going to do that. I'm looking like, yeah, I am kind of looking fucked up right now, ain't it? I ain't where I was. And I understand when you have illnesses and they take a lot out of you, and you have to get your surgery, you have to regroup depending on how bad it was. And black mold kills a lot of people in Georgia. It kills a lot of people nationwide and even worldwide. And I'm just honored that I'm still here. And I could turn, yes, you're right, Daily. Fake friends are the deadliest one. Actually laughed and say we're glad to see me like that. And I thought to myself, it just made me more determined to stay alive, to stay strong, and heal and prove him wrong. I'm like, this guy is an idiot. You're actually rejoicing at my pain and my sickness, and how it's basically taking a really bad toll on me. And I'm having to recover, like feeling like I'm dying, just so exhausted, no energy, to the point now that I'm standing up, I'm walking, I feed myself, I take care of myself. I don't want anybody to take care of me. I don't want to stay in a bed whining and sick and depending on somebody to bring me soup, because to me, now I understand if I have to do it, if I'm just so sick at that point. But even right after my surgery in December, I got up an hour after surgery, had my clothes on, I'm walking, I'm thanking God that, I got a tube hanging out of me, draining and shit, and I'm still happy. I'm thanking God because I feel amazing. And I from the moment I had the surgery up until now, I never had to depend on anybody to give me a goddamn thing, even when I didn't feel like I could get up, even when I was in pain. If I have to hop and lean on the wall, if I have to slide down the steps, if I have to fucking crawl, I will never depend on another fucking human being to give me a goddamn thing. To me, it handicaps you and it makes you weak when somebody has to bring your shit in bed. It makes your body flabby. It makes your body lazy because you're laying in that bed all day, all night. And now, like I said, if you've been in a coma, you got a broke leg or something, you can't fucking get up right now, your bone got to set and all that. I understand that, but that wasn't me. And I remember how one of the nurses, a couple nurses would come in and get upset because I'd be laying down and like every hour or two they come take your temperature, got to put in your mouth and take your blood pressure, and I sit up at attention. What you getting up for? Nobody gets up but you. You in the hospital, you ain't got to get up. Lay down. I'll take your temp, put it in your mouth while you're laying on your pillow, take your pressure. I can still take your pressure when you're laying down. I said, I don't want to do that. I'll sit up. But why? Just let everybody lay down. I'm not everybody. My name is Alexis. And I'm not a victim. And I don't want you to treat me like a victim. I know something happened to me. Don't feel sorry for me. Don't pity me. I'm not that goddamn sick. And plus my body will get weak. I don't want that in my mind. I done got up. I done washed my hair. I washed my ass. I did that every fucking day. With that tube hanging down, I just adjust that goddamn draining tube out of my damn leg. Well, in my ass. And I walk my ass. No, don't help me. I don't want no stick. I don't want no goddamn it walker. I walk my ass in here. I don't want none of y'all motherfucking personal aid motherfuckers. Don't come to my house. Don't cook for me. Don't help me. Don't do shit. But give me the right treatment and give me the right medicine. I'll get somebody to get my goddamn medicine. But I refuse. No matter how bad it's got, I can still breathe and I can get up and exercise my goddamn ankle and twirl my foot around and stretch it. Get my ass up and walk. Even on this leg with this tube hanging out my motherfucking ass. Don't treat me a sick person. Yeah, I understand that. Infection. Give my shit. Give my goddamn medicine and shit. Keep me clean. Give me my towel and my wash rag. No, I don't need you to wash my ass. Get in here, wash my own ass, wash my pussy, wash my hair. Why? Because I grew up with my grandmother. And even though my mother was a dirty bitch, I didn't see her do it. I saw them have major surgeries. I never saw them whine. Even if they were in pain and they might have said, I need something for pain, or they might cry a little bit. I never saw, even though they victimized us, one thing when I saw about my grandmother or my mother, any women around me, when they had to have a surgery or when they got sick, it was never the whining. It was never the complaining. We didn't hear none of that. Let me get up. I saw my grandmother get up, and she was older in life. A fucking knee replacement. She might have been, I know I was grown, I don't know exactly how she was. She might have been late 50s, early 60s. She had a knee replacement, and her therapist was a fucking tyrant. I remember it was this white lady. Real white skin, blonde hair, blue eyes, and she was from England. She had a thick British accent. She said, I hate it. And she would like clump, 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 clump. She had these heels on. I think 24 hours after my grandmother's surgery, she had my grandmother straight. I'm talking back then, it was an old school knee replacement where not only she had the metal to connect the thigh to the kneecap, like to the bottom leg, she had cement or something packed in it. It was very, very heavy. It was kind of a barbaric surgery. It might be a little bit more streamlined and better now. She was in a lot of pain, and she could barely move that leg. And they said, no, within 24 hours, you're going to have to be up stretching it so the ligaments won't get hard and stiff in the leg. She had to stand on it, and she had my grandmother walking up and down the hall. And I could see it in my grandmother's face, and she might do something little like that. But with that type of surgery, most people scream or they're like babies and they're tears. My grandma got her big ass up and she was overweight and tall. She's always a big woman, and so that made it a little bit harder because she's such a big woman and a tall woman. She never complained. And she never taught me to do it. So that's one of the main things that have gotten me through being so sick, because I've never been sick. And to me, that will get you through everything in life. Look, if you need to cry, I'm talking about that ugly cry and snot it out. Snot it out and cry. Get that shit out your system. Because that does not make you weak. It's just showing that you're hurt and you're wounded, and there's some tender spaces in there where you probably have held this shit in so long you need a good goddamn cry. Or maybe you cried so long and then after you cry you feel better and you don't know what else to do because you haven't developed tools. It doesn't make you weak because you cry. It doesn't make you weak because you have your weak moments where you feel like, fuck everything. It's not getting better. I'm trying hard. What's the use? I might as well, this is not going to get better. That's okay. You can do those too. You can do your little girl moments. You can do your little potty minutes and have your little time out and, act like a half pint, like you're 2 and 3 and all that shit. That's cool. But how many minutes a day you going to do that? And then once you dedicate the day to doing that, when you going to pull that snot out your fucking nose, cough, hot cough, get that shit out your throat and shit, wash your ass, And then get your paper, your pencil, do your journaling, and then create the self-help exercises, or you get someone to help you create them, and then do that piece of it. Because many times they go hand in hand as you heal. You might get up and cry every day. You might wake up out of your sleep and cry in your sleep. You might tears might roll when you laying in the bed. When you start going through an awakening. I mean, when I started going through my awakening like 20 years ago, I'd be out and I couldn't control it. I'd be talking to somebody and I'm talking to a stranger in the grocery store and tears is everywhere. And I'm like, I don't know why I'm crying. I'm not sad. I'm just transitioning. I don't know what's happening to me. Many times people go through that when they're awakening and they have a spiritual mission that they didn't know they had. So it's literally like they're coming out of a deep sleep, like Alice in Wonderland. It's totally normal. So many times people can't be in public when they're doing that because they'll just spontaneously cry or start feeling an avalanche of emotions in front of a stranger. And you're just like, why am I? Damn, I'm crying in front of a stranger. I don't mean to cry. I don't want to cry. And you're shifting the emotions and a lot of this old stuff that needs to come up. So allow it. Just don't spend the whole day in it. And that's all you're doing. It's a natural part of your growth to cry, to hurt, to feel heartache, to feel abandoned, to feel the betrayal, the abuse, and let all of that come down. There is a purpose for all that. Many times you have to go through the grieving processes the same way as somebody physically died. If you study those grieving processes, it's really the same for everything you're dealing with. Even if it's not a physical death of someone else, it still could be the physical death of you, or where the part wasn't healed, where you felt like you were dying because the abuse and the betrayal was so fucked up and bad and nobody ever came to heal it. And the mother that did it to you never came and felt obligated to heal it and to put you back together again. So you're left by yourself trying to figure out all the answers to the questions. Because many times the mother that you know is not going to tell you why she abused you. She's going to be like a narcissist. I don't want to talk about that. My head is hurting right now. I'm busy. I hang up on you, ignore you, because she don't want you to confront her as a human being and as a grown woman. She want to act like she's not a human. She's a god. She's above you. So how you dare confront me? How dare you ask me to address that? Or her shame, her humiliation, her pain, and her secret guilt that you don't know about she has around it. She don't want you to see it. She don't want to set you free. She wants you bound. Whatever the reason, who gives a fuck? You're going to make up your mind. She's going to give you the answers. And you will keep being around her until she fucking does. And you will get over your fear of confronting her. As well as you finding out who else that knew this bitch. That can tell you who the real her is. And the vulnerable her. And how niggas used her and made her cry and dogged her. Because see, many times a woman will dog her child out. But then they'll let niggas and fake friends dog them out, use them, and motherfucking abuse them. Take it. Won't tell you about it. Then come around, you act real hard and stiff-necked and tough-hearted as if they have no feelings. And then you realize they living for niggas. They living for fake friends. And to impress them, they letting their own mama do that to them. And they can be fucking 50 years old or letting other people do it to them, trying to win friends and kiss people ass, but then treat you like shit. So you think they have no feelings. They're just tough. And you admire them. But really, this is a weak, raggedy, weeble-wobble looking ass bitch that everybody can fuck all over and be a doormat. But when it comes to you, she's going to take that shit out on you. Because you don't know her. You don't know anything about her. Well, Daily, the thing is, that had been going on since I was a child. I didn't know that's what that was because I was actually projecting out of the body at 5 and 6 years old. My grandmother would make me go take a nap. Didn't tell my grandmother this experience because I'm a kid. I'm 5 and 6. I don't know what it is. All I know is that I'm liking it and I'm noticing that when I'm laying down and she says you have to take a nap and she leaves me by myself, the spirit part of me, I'm laying on my back, it gets up. Lord, Bill Cosby dead, goddammit. I just seen that he done passed. Well, he passed today at 90. That's a definitely heavy Illuminati moment. I don't know if I want to talk to he ass with his drug and date raping ass. His goddamn Spanish fly giving ass. Fucking folks all in the ass. All I knew daily was that I would be awake and see my body, the spirit, the soul part that looked just like a duplicate of my little body and my little shoes, spontaneously get up, hover above my face and regular body, and then go all the way up to the ceiling and then like float up there and don't go up to the ceiling, hang up there for a few minutes, and I'm watching this and I don't know what this is, and then come down real slow and methodical and stay lined up my body and go whoop, and my body would bounce. I when children do that, my mother wasn't around. She claimed that she did it when I brought up to her a few years ago. I said, well, why didn't you train your children? If you knew your children were that same, she didn't respond. She got quiet because you don't want to. You actually want to sacrifice your children. That's what people don't know. When you have children and a lot of bad stuff happens to them and you have that type of mother like I had, they want to sacrifice the child, but they're not saying it, but they move out of the way and move their hand of protection off the child and let other people do stuff to the child and leave it somewhere, because either they got an insurance policy you don't know they have, they want to cash you out on that, they want to cash you out for spiritual reasons as a blood sacrifice for their immortality, because you have something in you the bitch ain't got in her. When you see that and a child just left places and the mama don't hardly ever come around, and you deliberately leave the child exposed to sexual predators, grown people, that drugs, you leave them in the projects like I was left in the projects. They're doing it because they want to off the child, and they hope because they won't teach the child any knowledge, the child will off itself. But if the child has a strong anointing on it and strong beings like I had on me and what a lot of other people have, things like that will happen to you and you'll be exposed, but some kind of way you'll always escape it and you'll never die unless you just want to off yourself. And you want to keep putting yourself in a position for other people to do it to you. Narcissistic people, people that don't like you, people that, like I told y'all before, people that follow me and know my story and a lot of near-death experiences that I had, that I knew people set up through black magic and wanted it to happen to me. And just like last year, this woman's coming here and saying, you're a dead bitch. This is your last night, bitch, because you're going to take your last breath tonight, bitch, because I came from John Creek to kill this bitch. And actually put me on alert and send a text, you dead, bitch, because as soon as I get over there, I got to clock out. Bitch, I'm going to clock out at 5. I'm going to make sure I clock out on time. So when I come, because you dead tonight, bitch, I'm going to send you where Nipsey at. That's a hell of a thing, ain't it? Somebody give you a date and amount of minutes. You only got a certain amount of minutes to breathe, bitch. Because I'm texting you, it's like lunchtime, bitch. It's 12, 1 o'clock. But when I get off at 5, you was a dead bitch. Do you understand me? You know, and I'm like, okay, well, I'll be here, shit. They ain't going nowhere. I'm going to stand out till you knock on the door. Or ring the goddamn bell. Fat, weeble wobble looking bitch came over here. And I'm watching shit because y'all can see the videos. In the video section, when I did the live and the videos on my YouTube page, I came outside. I said, she keeps saying, I'm scared to come outside. I said, but I'm looking out the window. I don't see her. She's not. I said, y'all can see on my side. She's not right here on the sidewalk. Her car's not in my parking space. It's empty. I showed y'all. I said, I didn't know. She keeps saying, come outside. You're scared, bitch. You're scared. I'm standing on my sidewalk. I put the light up to the, I took a picture of it. The street light. It was doing something I never saw it do before. The light beams coming off the street light were really long, like they're on Nipsey's candle. Then they start to curve and bend. And I said, oh, the spirits are here. She's here, driving up and down the street, saying, I'm going to be murdered tonight. But these spirits have surrounded the property. They're in my trees. They're in the yard. They're throwing out gang symbols through the goddamn street lights, and they're dipping in a way that I've never seen them dip. I knew, see, people, they don't recognize you and they underestimate you because they don't want to see who you are, and they believe they're more powerful than you, and they believe the physical is more powerful than spirits and souls and bloodline agreements with certain entities that have made pacts. When you open yourself up and you honor them and you feed them and you set up altars, angels and demons and others that have taken up residence in my house, that physically die come around, they feel like that's some bullshit, that's some woo-woo shit. You want to diminish me in your mind so low that you could just come over here in the physical and say I'm gonna beat her ass while the neighbors is sitting there. You've been talking to them. They grinning at the shit, co-signing the shit. This is going to happen because many times it does. Somebody physically decides, I want to go shoot this person. I want to go stalk this person. I want to go pick their lock. I want to go pick the window. I want to climb in. I want to beat their ass. I want to rape them because they don't want to talk to me no more. They don't want to be around. And I'm going to blow this bitch brains out. I'm going to beat this bitch to death. And I'm going to bust her head. That stuff happens. But it doesn't happen to everybody. Why is that? Because many times people will say, and they will boost themselves up, and they'll have people around them that don't know you personally, but they know you because they see you as a public figure, and they have listened to you, looked at your physical presentation, and they have gotten with them and co-signed and said, this is a weak bitch. This is an old bitch on top of it. You know, you just go over there and just kill this bitch. Just grab this bitch. And see, it's not about age to me, because I've had women try to beat me up and jump on me since I was like 12 and 13 years old and run me from school. I'm going to whoop my ass, then like you think you're cute, and throw shit in my hair and try to pull my hair out and not jump me. I've been through this. This is my life story. This ain't nothing that just happened because of no goddamn age. So that ain't the issue to me. I know that's not the issue. You have a problem with me. And clearly that energy has been on me my whole life. But what I know now, because of what y'all have seen me know, and what y'all have seen me go through, that with certain people, the spirit is stronger than the physical. A person could really want to blow your brains out, or just they don't want to shoot you because she kept saying, I want to beat your ass first. I want to humiliate you. I want to degrade you. I want to physically fuck you up. Beat you in your face, head, and all that shit. She wanted to make a mockery out of me and physically injure me on tape. She said, then I'm going to shoot the bitch. I don't want to just shoot this bitch and leave her. I want to humiliate, degrade, physically assault, and disfigure this bitch. I'm going to film it because I got it rolling now. I'm going to take up the hill, then I'm going to kill a bitch. And this fat, stinking looking bald head motherfucker with patches out his head laughing. I said, oh, you going to do it now? Well, she must be scared to walk up there. Just tell her, let's walk up there. And yeah, she's scared to walk up. You know, sound like a rat. Big and fat like Tiny Tim. Like Biggie Smalls. A big body with a goddamn tiny ass voice. Just look fucked up as hell. Somebody real big. Go talk like this. Shit crazy as fuck. So I'm just like listening. And I'm watching this, but I trusted the spirits. I always trust God. Because I know how things can happen, how strange things can happen. And it's not always on TV or in a movie screen where Hollywood got the sound effects and the staging of the shit. Spirits can be on somebody so strong and you laugh at them and call them names and make fun of them and consider them weak. And then you try to do something to them and it failed and backfired. Then the person start having all kind of bad luck and bad things happening to them. Because you done sat there and underestimated the person, laughed at them and made fun of them. And then your friends got with you. Yeah, oh, fuck, but that's a weak ass bitch. Go over there and slap that bitch, stomp and kill the bitch tonight. You can do it. The bitch weak. The bitch ain't gonna sit there and do that. And you're believing the hype that they telling y'all that is not based on any solid documented data or evidence of anybody else doing to me what you said you finna do to me. You're listening to people and they got faith in themselves and they belief about me, a false belief about somebody. You got faith and a false belief and you hyped up on that powder, on that molly, on what the fuck you was on that night. and you believe the shit you saying, and you have never done it. You ain't never jumped nobody and killed them. Ain't nobody did it to me, and you definitely weren't gonna be the first one to do it, goddamn it, to me. So, but you said you could, and that you is going on, and that you will. Give me the date and the time, and the higher realm said this is not the script we wrote for her life. See, y'all end up. That's why people, not only do people get killed behind shit like that, because they don't have their higher self activated. They not tapping into who they are. They don't have faith in their spirit realm. They don't have faith in their ancestors. They don't have faith in the innocent, and you don't call them. I started calling them. They don't have faith in the fact that I know that you heard me and that you are here. I know that when them lights start acting like goddamn it poltergeists and shit out there on that fucking street. Public lights, leaning and shit. The lights leaning, busting out lights. Yeah, I'm gonna stay right here. I said this ain't gonna go the way her and whoever plotting this here. And the ghost gonna have real bad luck behind this here. When I tell, ain't got nothing, the goddamn thing gonna happen to me, bitch. Ain't nothing gonna happen. I work magic too, bitch. I'ma do what I think. Yeah, and you see it flip real bad, didn't it? She got a restraining order on her till December 24th. Oh, the line and all that shit, it flipped. And there were forces that did it. See, you got to know, don't matter who said something to you, you ain't this, you ain't that, you ain't gonna be this, bitch. I'm gonna come over there and stomp your brains out, bitch. I'm gonna blow your brains out, bitch. You know, I'm gonna kill you tonight and all this shit. See, a lot of people will schedule somebody else's death and end up getting killed their goddamn self, or their child, or somebody close to them that means something to them. Or you will see the death and destruction of their job, their money, their relationship, their whole life. Death will enter it and infiltrate every area of their life where they are left alive, so they have to watch the death occur because you spoke death on God's anointed, huh? Not anointed, anointed. You'll see what they prophesied on you. God blocked it. And what they call a storm in your life, like the lady in the song said, I told the storm. You have to move. You have to cease. Go away. Because I demand you to move. Because they have underestimated you and talked you down so low, but they don't realize what you are, who you are, what you were born to be. Like I said, I started seeing this creepy shit happen to me when I was a little girl. And my own mother tried to block my blessings and block them spirits on me. But if you got a calling on you real strong, them spirits will follow you, no matter how difficult your mother and anybody else set your life up to be as a child. The spirits will weave their way in and around it, where even if something bad happened to you, it still won't be as bad as it could have been, because you are still allowed to breathe. If you're strong enough and you believe in them and you hold on and you give out, but you don't fucking give in. You don't give up, or will be made. Always, there's always a ram in the goddamn it bush if you believe it. But if you consent to be murdered and poor and killed and get your ass beat, it don't matter what beings are around you. It don't matter what aid have been put on somebody's mind. The police could just be driving a certain way. The ambulance could be driving a certain way. The fire truck could be driving a certain way, and somebody set your house on fire and you not there, you sleep, and they happen to be driving down your street and they ain't really supposed to be down there, just kind of cruising, burning time, where they got to waiting for a certain car to come in, and having to see a flicker of flame at night coming out your fucking building on the side of coming through a fucking what. Say, whoa, let me turn around, what the fuck it is. Call it in, hey, I'm at such and such. And you never know. It's funny how things like that work. And if you just know that you know, it'll always be a ram in the bush for you. But if you give up and you believe what humans say, and you start shaking and feel, oh, she gonna come kill me after 5, she clock out, she outside now, she keep calling. Bitch, you hear me? Bitch, I'm on your porch. Bitch, come outside. Bitch, you dead. Tell that hoe to come outside so we can kill us. Oh, so now it's a week. So you brought backup shit. You know, for somebody, whoa, I don't know, you said. I'm listening to this here, and I called and I said, are y'all here? Are you ready? Are you outside? And then I opened that door and went out on that porch. Because I trust in the invisible kingdom. I talk to those that laugh at me and say I'm crazy and she ain't talking to nothing but air and ain't nobody there and she got a mental problem and she's obsessed with this person, that person. That's where my faith goes. I don't believe in humans no more. Unless you believe in me, you donate to me, you support me, have my back, yes, I'm here for you. But everybody else with the negative talk, the put downs, the laugh, and that don't know me, ain't never met me, ain't never been around me, you form an opinion based on my picture and what I said and how I said and my videos and shit, the old videos and new videos. You don't mean shit to me. I don't try to convince nobody to believe I had a spirit walking with me. And which ones? Because I believe everybody got spirits walking with them. It's just at certain degrees or how you interacted with them. I would never go pick at somebody. I would never call them and say, I'll be at your house and I'm busting your brains out and I'm killing you. I would never go to somebody's property without being uninvited. And if I'm there and I'm invited and I'm asked to leave, I'm finna get my motherfucking ass up and go where I'm wanted at my own house or with people that love me. Those types of things that these women do to me, I've never ever done to them because I believe in divine reciprocity. I believe in always being in balance and being in order because I believe if you're not in order, what goes around comes around. So I don't provoke people and I don't know what spirit's on you. It could be some there that are deliberately hiding. So you might get away initially with what you've done, but then later on you get hit and all kinds of shit start tumbling down in your life and you don't know what to associate it with or who because you done did so much dirty shit and caught up with so much messy shit, or you would never think it was from me or somebody else that you underestimated and you said wasn't shit and ain't got no power. And I'm just going to physically go ahead and kick this bitch ass when I clock out at 5. You don't, you can do what you want to do, okay? You can do what you want to do. I just know that I don't teach people to go around and attack people and assault people because you don't like them or they don't want to talk to you no more or they don't want to deal with you no more, or just because you target them because somebody else wants to do something to them, but they not going to be able to, they ain't going to be stupid enough to put themselves in a position because you're just a high profile person or a person that people know. So they don't want their name out there. They don't want to be arrested and have their shit on Front Street. So they gonna sick a clown ass motherfucker up to do some shit like that. That ain't got nothing to lose. That's trying to get some celebrity approval or somebody they feel want to get close to them because they got recognition or clout or no celebrities got money and you think they're gonna open doors for you by going to do some fucked up shit to a person that they don't like. So they sicking your ass up to do the shit. You're going to deal with the karma as well as the person that put them up to it. Because I've learned so much by just walking into my birthrights. This is something I said I would never do. But yet I'm right here where the fuck I said I would never be. Doing what I always told God, don't come to me with this shit because I don't want this and I don't want to be that and I don't want nothing spiritual and I don't want to be in no church and I don't want to be no preacher and I don't want to teach this shit. I want to get as far away from this. I just want a plain, simple life. And the spirit still said, yeah, okay. And you keep trying to do plain and simple shit, being like plain and simple people, bitches showing up at your house, bitches lying on you, bitches talking about they come from the Jap, slapped you and knock your fucking head off and blow your brains out. You still want to be normal and regular. You still want to be in a normal, regular position because we are not going to accept your resignation. You are not going to tell us what you are not going to do and what you are not going to say, goddammit, and where you not going to go. Why do you think certain people get certain diseases and be on drugs? And a lot of that stuff is not because of bad luck. A lot of that shit because that person, once you talk to them or when they begging on the street. You find that person got a master's or a PhD or used to be a doctor or a lawyer, or the person was disobedient to God. Wouldn't listen to their ancestors, could sit there and tell you some shit and you be like, what the fuck? Because I used to talk to winos. I used to talk to bums. Every time I go to a red light, if anybody come knock on my door and say, hey, can you spare a little change? I would give them $1, give them money. They be in the front of the chicken place. I'm going to eat at a Red Lobster. I go buy them a box and give them some money, sit and talk to you people. And these people start prophesying to me and say, you gonna do this and you gonna do that and watch this dark-skinned man and don't trust that white bitch come. And I'm just like, and then the shit happens when I don't know where to find them no more. And they see them, or some of my cousins see, I'm like, remember when you said such and such? Come on, let's go get something to eat and put some money in your pocket. You be expecting, because people tell you, don't feed that bomb. Fuck them. They ain't shit. That's their fault. They outside. You don't know why that person got outside or how they got outside, because a lot of them are very educated and they have heavy spirits on them, but they did something or didn't do something or were disobedient to the will of God, and God whooping them. And they ain't gonna come up out of it. Either you're gonna die like this and you're gonna keep in these certain situations, you wanna live low and be treated lesser than and like trash and the scum of the earth, or you're going to decide to come in out the rain and you're going to accept this anointing. Not anointing, this anointing that put on your life, and you're going to do what you don't want to do and say what I'm telling you to say that you don't want to say. And then you see them people come all the way out of that stuff. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't come out of it. They die in it because they want to be stiff-necked and hard-headed. That's what I've learned. Like I said at the very beginning of the show, tower moments from the tarot card, when a tower hit and destroy your whole fucking world with somebody you with that you don't want it to end, and you don't want the conflict, and you don't want to go to court, and the person tries to humiliate and destroy you, and they add lies, because that's what narcissists are going to do when you don't want to fuck with them no more. You thinking because you're nice and you stand and you go and they're just gonna let you ease out of it nicely. The spirits will get tired of it and say, beat this bitch ass. Because she get her ass beat anyway. She's miserable anyway. Snatch the bottom. Snatch the earth from underneath her feet and bring a tower moment in. Crash this motherfucker. Wreck this motherfucker because she wouldn't let me check her fucking ass. I've been telling her to leave this nigga 10 years ago. And she thought she going to ease her way out of it. And you don't want to realize this motherfucker ain't finna let you ease your way out of it. They're going to try to wreck you. So you can never fucking get up again. And you can be great again, goddammit. But it's not about them. And it looks like bad luck. And you're going through everything that can hit you. And everybody that can hit you. At one motherfucking time, it's like a motherfucker getting hit by a car. And before they can get up, they in traffic on the expressway, 2 or 3 motherfuckers hit their ass too. So instead of one broke leg, they got 2 goddamn broke leg, an ankle, and a fucked up hip that need to be replaced right then, and a broke goddamn arm, and a caved in fucking rib cage, because you wouldn't listen. And in order for you to be redeemed and ascend to the high position, the high ranking position that you are meant to be in the heavens and by your ancestors watching you, you got to give in and accept your destiny, or keep getting your ass beat. See, sometimes you get your ass beat to get beat out of, a fucked up situation. You think because getting your ass beat or bad shit happened or accident, you getting beat up and pushed into a bad situation. What you don't realize, what don't kill you, goddammit, if you choose make you stronger, sometimes God will beat you. You think it's somebody else. It's God letting them beat your ass, but then God putting their feet and legs in it too. They actually beating your ass to get you out of some shit that ass whooping you got that you're going to recover from. If you understand and stay strong, you're going to recover. You're going to be okay. That ass whooping you think is so terrible might not have been worse than the coffin, that the spirit seen for you and the bullet in your fucking brains, goddammit. You sitting up there retarded in a nursing home because you didn't die, but you in a coma, came out and got brain damage and shit. So you talking with or had several strokes and you can't get up and get right again. You hopping and talking with your mouth cocked to the side, goddammit. I mean, see, it can always be worse. It can always be more fucked up. Like when I told my story before, when that shit happened to me in December, I'm hearing these doctors so concerned about seeing how bad a shape I was in when I came in there, but I had to fight first, goddamn, to turn myself in later. Because I just had a feeling I know they weren't finna let me out. So I had to raise hell and get what I wanted on, get this strain on this bitch and fight this bitch, goddamn it, sick. And talk my shit. Goddamn it. I'm hearing them white doctors, white and black, male and female standing there where I could hear it. You know, what they started saying it to me. They was saying that shit to me. You know, that's so bad. That big old tumor you got on your hip like that and on your ass, between your ass and hip. You probably ain't gonna be able to walk. After we take that off, you gonna be like temporarily like handicapped. You know, you could be paralyzed where you gonna have to we don't know how long you're gonna be here. You could be, we might have to keep you sedated and put you in intensive care by 6 months. You gonna be stuck in that intensive care by yourself, and then when you finally get well, you gonna have to get therapy and learn to walk again, because it's so big over there. Your leg gonna be fucked up, and you ain't gonna be able to be mobile and get out of the bed. You gonna have a bedpan, a shit bag, all that kind of shit on, and then when you go home, you ain't gonna even be able to go home by yourself. We're gonna have to send a team to survey your house, and you might have to have a special bed in there, and we're gonna have to move the furniture and shit, because you ain't gonna be able to bathe. We're gonna have somebody to bathe you and show you how to wash up. And literally, look at these motherfuckers looking at me in my eyes saying this bullshit, talking to me, saying this fuck shit to drill. And in my mind, I'm looking at this shit. I'm like, my mind can't even like process this shit, because I'm like, you talking to me? Now I know you looking at my chronological age, you looking at my file and basing it on that, and you looked up my history, so you see ain't nothing like this ever happened to me. You probably done seen other people my age or people go through the shit I'm going through, come out fucked up, like, but you ain't talking to me. But I ain't said it. I'm saying in my head, I said, this motherfucker, I'm like, well, shit, ain't nobody in here, but I just fucking talking to my spirit. You talking to my soul and trying to tell me I'm finna be goddamn it semi-retarded when I come out here and goddamn it handicapped, that I'm gonna wake up semi-retarded and handicapped and be in intensive ICU and shit about 6 months, and then have to can't even wash my ass or clean my ass or feed myself and shit. What the fuck? You ain't talking to Drip, aka Alexis K. You ain't talking to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm just looking, my eyes is buck and my mouth, I'm just looking because I want to drop my mouth. Like, what the fuck? You trying to speak that shit on me? They're just like, this is just, you know, really bad. You know, this is really serious. You know, you coming here, you ain't going nowhere. You ain't going home. Why would you wait this late to come up and you sick? Like, you half dead, goddammit. You ain't leaving. Block her in the hospital, to put it on the order. She is not leaving here tonight. She's stuck in here until we say, and we don't know when we're going to let this motherfucker go home, because she is fucked up like that. I'm listening to this shit. I'm saying, not me. Not me. Y'all not finna. And I'm just like, why are they speaking that shit on me? Dad, like, this shit is so severe. They ain't never seen no shit like this before. And they're like, this is so messed up. You can't leave here. It's too dangerous. You will die. And then when you stand here, we don't even know after we do this surgery on you, is you going to survive this shit. But if you do, you're going to be fucked up. And I'm just saying, they talking to me, goddamn, I die. There. I started calling them spirit. I knew they were already there, because I had seen Pop, and they playing Pop Hail Mary in the goddamn waiting room. So I know then the goddamn, I seen Nips, I seen my daddy. I said, nah, I ain't going out like no punk bitch, because that would be a punk bitch that go in surgery and wake up like that. Y'all can do anything and everything to me, and I could feel, and I could see, and I could hear, but I can't goddamn move. I said, oh, no, that's a punk bitch right there, and Alexis ain't no punk bitch. Like that Chinese man said to Chris Tucker on that first goddamn Rush Hour, not no punk bitch. I said, why they talking to me like I'm a punk ass bitch? I ain't. I asked you, I said, please don't let that happen to me. When they sit over there prophesying, they not saying it to each other. They trying to program my mind to expect this shit and that's going to happen. And I'm like, well, so what going on right now? They said, we have to call in we can't we don't know what to do with that. We have to call a specialist in. They're gonna have to bring her up and get one over here because we can't cut you with your skin infected and tender like that. We can't cut you. You ain't gonna hear. We trying to find the right specialist because we ain't never seen that like this. But we already know you might not make it, or you gonna make it, but you gonna be fucked up. And I said, what the fuck? I know y'all are here, and I know y'all hear this fuck shit. Now, I know that I waited to come in here to fight and be a bully bitch and all that shit, but y'all please don't let me go out like no punk bitch like this now, goddamn it. I mean, please don't give these people the satisfaction of me around here. Can't talk, one eye open, one eye closed, mouth cocked over. Well, I kind of like that. I said, they would love that right there. I'm talking like I got a speech impediment. And please don't let that happen to me, goddamn it. Now y'all got to do something about this here. I stopped looking at him. I ain't get that white doctor no eye contact. I started looking at the wall, goddamn it. I mean, I started talking to them. I said, I don't know where y'all at. I don't know how far away y'all live, but y'all better get y'all goddamn it ass down here like that old song, Jesus on the main line, tell him what you wanted. I went on the main line. And I called any and every goddamn body in the astral realm that love me, that done been here, that's got a physically dead body, but that can hear me and come in. I said, y'all, please don't let me go out like no punk bitch. When they tell me I might be slobbing, like I'm retarded and slow with my mouth cocked open, damn leg jacked up with a bag on me and shit. Please don't let me go out like this, goddamn it. Y'all got to goddamn it help dripping this motherfucker. And I started zeroing and tuning them fuckers out. I said, y'all just humans. And y'all don't know nothing about this here. That you prophesying and trying to speak this shit on me. Y'all don't know nothing about me. You must not know about me, goddammit, because I got a whole army surrounding this motherfucker. And I know y'all gonna bring the right motherfucker over here to cut on me or dig, whatever the fuck they supposed to fucking do. And I know I ain't finna come out on what your words don't mean a goddamn thing to me. I'm not finna come out of here and like this. No! Had to have a rag on the side of my mouth, slub, cause I can't close my goddamn mouth and shit. I'm not finna do this. I ain't gonna be able to do it, goddammit. Y'all better come send the army in this motherfucker. Send the Army, Navy, Air Force, and Marines in the highest realm and protect me, because this fucker's saying this shit coming out this motherfucker mouth that I can't agree with this slick shit this motherfucker's saying. Give a fuck who he is, goddamn it, don't mean a motherfucking thing to me. What the fuck y'all say? What say you? Need y'all to come in here. And as y'all know, because I put up there for y'all to see it, I just took it down now. You see, right after that surgery, I was sitting up there with that bag where you could see that blood draining and shit out of there. And I said, y'all, I'm in the hospital. I'm all right. I just had my goddamn surgery. I'm sitting up there walking, skipping, put my tennis shoes on. I asked the doctor, can I walk? Like 24 hours later, he said, let's see how you doing tomorrow after you had your breakfast. I said, you eating? You in the bathroom? Yes, doc, I am. I said, can I go out there? I feel good. I wasn't even taking no pain meds. I refused the pain meds. I said, can I walk? I've been walking all night. I walked right after the surgery. An hour after that, I caught the elevator and every goddamn thing. And they had me in a wheelchair. I said, I don't want to get up. I don't want to sit in a chair. I want to walk around. Is it safe for me to walk? They said, yeah, you got your bag and stuff on. You just drained it. Everything was a success. I'm like, but they just told me 24 hours ago I was going to be handicapped, couldn't walk, barely talk, had a bag on. See, humans don't know because they had never seen nothing like me before. And they said, we don't know what to do with this. And you might not make it out in your position, healthy, walking, talking. We seriously doubt it because that thing's so big. But in my mind, I know better because I wasn't listening to them and I wasn't talking to them. When he said it, I didn't respond. Because what you saying don't mean a motherfucking thing to me because I know I don't want to walk. And now I know I brought this on myself, goddammit. I mean, I didn't bring the condition on myself because I didn't know that shit was in this house like that. But I had to fight, goddammit. Because you disrespect me and see me less than you. So I had to fight to show your ass I wasn't that. I'm more than you, bitch. I'm more than a conqueror. Goddammit. Like them Christian songs say. I still listen to them songs. Because, you know, they encourage me. But I know that wasn't finna fucking happen to me. Cause I know, even without no proof, that wasn't a part of my destiny. Unless I had accepted and said, oh, for real? Well, let me call some, so I better get ready. I'm gonna have to wear some Depends and all that shit. And I ain't said shit about what the fuck he said. I didn't have a rebuttal because the shit didn't mean nothing to me. It went in the air. It was in my ear, and I didn't let it go all the way through my damn head to go to the other ear and come out. I blocked that shit. And I asked the ancestors, get down here. What y'all said? Let me speak to the 13 on the council. What y'all said? And when they said no, I really tuned that shit out. And I started seeing the end result. See, sometimes when you in a fucked up situation that you can't get out of, because they say, yo, you ain't going nowhere. I don't care who you call, what you do. Lock her in here and tell everybody don't let her out. She can't leave here because it's too dangerous. She's in trouble. She can't go nowhere. Okay, you lock me in here. I understand that. I know it's fucked up. It's more fucked. I see it more fucked up now than I thought it was. But I wasn't in no pain. And for some reason, I just know. I just knew no matter what these professionals said, that it wasn't finna end like that. Because I seen the end result of me walking, jumping, talking shit again back at home. Without no special bed and crippling on no crutch and have no special aid motherfuckers dominating my house. And washing my ass for me because I come wash my ass. I didn't see that as the outcome. And you could be in a situation where it's so bad that what they tell you going to happen to you is so fucked up, and you are set up in a position for it to look like that because of the way this shit is fucked up. Like I was fucked up and handcuffed in that motherfucker. She ain't going nowhere. She cannot be checked out. She's too sick. Even though I felt great inside. Didn't have no pain. They said she ain't. Now that thing hanging on her like that. But what you saw for me, I didn't see for me. What you spoke on me, and you had never seen that before. You had never operated on that before. I was an anomaly to you because you wonder how was I still breathing, how I was still walking and living and walked myself in there and shit. Without crying, without screaming for pain. Basically my body had I had no feeling like that. But it was looking real fucked up to me. And so it was fucked up. Parts of me turned black and shit. And it was real fucked up. But I still did not see the outcome that he prophesied for me. I didn't know how. I didn't know the who, what, when, where, and the how. But I just knew that some kind of way that was going to turn around. And I was going to walk in there. Even though I was still walking fucked up like that, I knew I was going to walk out of there. Just like I walked myself in there, but healed. I just didn't know how, but I felt it in my spirit. I know my spirit was on me and around because I could feel them. And I heard them talking to me. Said, don't say nothing. Just do what they say. And I started saying what I wanted and how I wanted it to go. As you know, that was in December. We finna be in July. Ain't no physical person here, no aid, and have to put no spoon or soup in my mouth and all that shit, and gotta lift me up. I ain't got no wheelchair in here. I ain't got one of them electronic tracks built on my step while I sit in it and lean me, take me upstairs and come down. None of that. Because that's not what I accepted. I did not visualize and feel fear and attach it to that image. I had no fear about that. And because I didn't drive it to me because I know that went for me. Now, that some people experience it, but we don't know why. Well, no, maybe that's something they want to experience that they need to experience. And then some people walk again and come up out of it because they decide, I don't want to experience this no more. I don't want to spend my life like this, but I know what it's like as a wounded healer, because they might end up helping people that go through shit like that. I might end up helping people that go through shit like that. I don't know. I don't really want to. I don't like hospitals. But I might end up, you never know. I may see them in therapy or something. Many times when you go through real fucked up shit like that you didn't ask for, and it's upon you, people prayed that shit on you, and you come out of it, and you learn, because it's in them darkest hours where you have nobody. I forgot the song. I know. When I was in there, I asked for a charger for my phone because I forgot the charger, and one of the nurses brought me a charger. The only song that I wanted to hear was Angels Watching Over Me. I just were over and over and over when I just needed, and just tears. I just crying, just angels. I know, and I'm trying to sing it, and I'm crying through the singing it. I can't hardly get the singing out. That's what I knew. That's what I believed. And that's what I held on to. Because I didn't have nobody there. I didn't have nothing to hold on to but them spirits. I could feel them. That I knew when they were standing by me. Somebody else might not have seen them. And I didn't believe in a human body. I didn't believe what a human being said. I only listened to a spirit, and I only asked that them angels. I just sung it, sung it, sung it, sung it. I played it, played it, played it, played it. I mean, it was other things. I forgot what else I played. But I felt them coming there. I just knew, without no proof, I knew that God was going to save me. I knew my ancestors were outside that door, in that hall. They weren't going to let nobody come in there to bring no harm to me or shoot me with something to hurt me or cripple me. And because that had happened to me before in the past, I just had a different outlook and a different level of faith. And I'm sure some of y'all that's listening that know what the fuck I'm talking about, that done been in them near-death experience where you jammed in and you ain't got nobody and you ain't got nowhere to go. You can't get out. You got to deal with the fucked up cards you were dealt. It ain't nothing like it. Nobody can tell me I don't know, because now I know what it's like to be in between the world of life and death, where your shit could go either fucking way with the slice of a goddamn blade on the operating table. And even before I got to the operating table, I was dying, and I knew I was dying. And I asked the spirit, just tell me how many days and hours I got. I got to fight this bitch first. You still got some time. I knew I was testing death. I really testing it. And I cheated it. Not because I could, but it wasn't clearly when my time. Now I got close now, goddammit. I mean, I went to the edge, but it was a feeling. See, if y'all, now I know. Well, I knew before, but like no, like in the body, where the body was actually turning black and dying. A different part of my body was dying. For somebody, and you could only know what I'm talking about, it just happened to you. People cry when they don't want somebody to die. What they're saying, spiritual assassin. I love that. Spiritual assassin, having babies is life and death. Not for everybody. I was in between worlds like that too, because I couldn't have my baby out my pussy. It was too little. I wasn't fucking. When I was pregnant, I didn't want to. I didn't dilate in 24 hours, but my water broke, and the child didn't want to come down. The child kept sliding his ass back up in my inside. The more they tried to put their hand to pull him, the further up he pulled up. And I was just as scared as him. Because I ain't had nobody to train me. I ain't have a midwife to teach me anything, prepare me. So I could have died because I laid there so long, got an infection, and got jaundice. But women that are prepared and trained to have their babies, you're not in between life and death. You're in a euphoric state, and your body will release the drugs through the chemicals and hormones for you. If you know how to tap in and breathe them, and you understand how the body's functioning, you pop your baby out with no problem. So all women are not in between life and death. It's the ones that don't know their body, don't know their baby, don't know their chemistry, don't know what you are. Walking, talking, divine pharmacy, chemistry, and the God. You're God and you're goddess. You're operating in that, the God and goddess mode. I used to think that, now I know that's not true. Because I've seen women have babies too easily, squat down like they're finna take a shit on the ground, which is a natural way for people to have babies. And that baby poops or says, I'm going to drink this kombucha tea, and I want you to come tomorrow before midnight, and you can drink different teas to cause the uterus to spasm and push that baby down. So no, you're what you want to be. Unless your body just not functioning, you don't know. Like mine wasn't. It held everything in to force me to go into surgery. See? But that's kind of where I wanted to go because of all my other issues and fears. So every woman doesn't almost die when she's having a baby. She's actually in her power if you educate yourself and know who and where you are before labor. I've seen women do it. But what I was getting ready to say was, and then I'm going to go, damn, I did not mean to be on here this long. What I was going to say was, when you're in that place and you know that you're dying, and you know that if you don't get to the hospital immediately and get the right treatment, you will die. I was in between those worlds, and it was like a drug. I was literally on a spiritual high. I don't know what my body was doing, what hormones it was releasing, but I wasn't in any pain. I was sleepy, and I couldn't keep myself up, which one of my friends said, that means you're septic. You can't keep yourself up. You're falling. I fainted one time and fell. Before then and since then, I never fainted again. I never fainted after December. Never had that problem. I fainted. Still really wasn't in any pain. I went upstairs. I was in court during that period and fell while the judge had us on a 2-hour wait. Put myself back together, sat in front of the judge. Everything, I was able to hide it. She didn't know. Everything went well. Got my restraining order. I'm like, okay, I can go to the hospital now. Still won't fucking go. I'm in this euphoric state. I don't know if anybody that will ever listen to this show that is almost dying and you know you're dying, but you don't go get treatment right then and you're not scared. You're not afraid. You don't feel fear. You just know that you know that you know that if I leave this body and I go to the other side, God will catch me. My ancestors are with me and make sure my body is gotten and retrieved in a certain amount of time. It won't rot and it'll be preserved. They have my funeral, what the fuck, yeah. Or I'm almost on death and I felt so high. I was in such a spirit of I was in a euphoric state where I knew that I knew that I knew that no matter how close I got to the edge, I knew where the edge was. People that was worried about me was calling and was crying and said, get your ass up there. You ain't got much time. I said, I know how much time I got. I'm all right. It's going to be okay. No, it's not, Drip. I'm not going to stop calling. Get your ass up to the hospital. It's not. It is. It is. I got a few more days. No, you don't. I got a few more days. It's all right. It's going to be all right. And even if it's not all right, it's still going to be all right. I'm okay. I'm okay. It's a place for you would have to have had that happen to you to know what I'm talking about. And you hear people around you crying and people on the phone is crying and I'm not crying and I'm like, why are you crying? It's okay. It's not okay. Yes, it is. Stop crying because I'm not crying. And I understand now when I watch people dying and I've seen them in hospice, they're calm. They're sleeping because they gave them morphine or something else. So when they wake up, they're looking at me. I'm looking at them and I'm like, wow, this is so sad. This is so fucked up. And I've had people that were dying look at me and say, no, it's not. Tell my mom at the bottom of the bed this, and that because she's a dirty, fat bitch. And I'm like, oh, you got to be kidding. Am I hearing this? This person's dying and telling me to tell her, fuck her. And she's there calm and said, I know I'm going. And at this point, I'm ready to go. But I want to say my fuck yous right now because I don't know I got within 24 hours. And after I left, 6 hours later, my grandmother called me and said she's physically dead. And I'm just like, how is this person? This has got to be the saddest moment ever. This person's still young. They're in their 40s. They're in the middle of their life. They're in the prime of their life. And they're dying. They got one child who's suffering. And they only had the one. They're not married. It's so much life to give. And they're leaving. And the person is cool about the shit and say, let's go. I don't even want to fight this. It don't matter. I'm ready to go. And they're calm as fuck. And everybody else in the room is panicking and crying, have a hard time. I'm like, how can this person just be willing to give up their life? They still have such a life to give. It's so beautiful outside. The sun is shining. The trees are chirping. They can start over. And this person's saying, I gotta go. Or I'm ready to go. It's okay. I've made my peace with that. I'm like, how could somebody want that? When this is such a beautiful place to be, and you have a body, and you have all these beautiful things to experience, and food to eat, and sex, and love, and music, and magic, all these things of life, and they want to go, and they're okay with going, and they're not shedding a tear, and everybody else is crying in the room but them. Now I understand. It's like they said, God gives you a peace that surpasses our understanding. When you go to the levels of yourself and you go that deep and you can see on the other side, you got one foot over here, you're in the middle, you're in between the badlands, heaven, hell, life, and death, or what you're told is death, and your foot is on the other side so you can see, you can taste the land of milk and honey. You can experience it, but they don't know what you're going through in your head. They thinking you fucked up to think that you got a few more hours or a few more days and you're going to make it out of this. We see what you don't see. You're fucking down. So don't you think I know that? Can I just have this moment? No! Get out of the house and go to the... Get out. Let me have this moment, okay? Just let me have this moment. Let me have this experience. You can't know that until that happens to you. You can't really know it and feel it unless it happens to you. Because of course, if it's somebody that you really love and you see that happening to them, you don't want them to leave you. You don't want them to die. So you're panicking, you're crying, and you're scared, and you're like, if I can pick them up, if I can forcefully take them out of here, that's what I'm going to do. Because I don't want to, I can't lose this person. That's what you're thinking when you're looking at the person. But when I'm just telling you for future references, if you ever have a relative, or if you ever around somebody and something happened to them and you see the person dying and they know they're dying, but they feel no pain, and the way the person's talking to you is like really relaxed and really, really calm, they know something that you don't know. Don't let them die. I didn't say that. If you can help it, get them medical attention to keep them here. But it's several things that are going on that you don't know. And one of the things, because Mina was on the phone, I told Mina, I told my other friend, I told somebody else I talked to, I said, Mina, stop crying. Because I'm not dying. Even though my body's dying right now, I know it is, but I'm not, it's not going to die. It's not going to die. Stop crying. It's going to be okay. I'm not going to die. Yes, you are. If you don't do what I said, if you don't get up. I said, Mina, I already see the other side. I'm in the middle. I'm in between worlds. I'm not completely in the body. My body's alive and it's functioning. It's functioning low, I know. But Mina, I'm outside of the body. I'm going out of it on purpose. I'm going in and I'm going out of it. I see over there and I come back and I'm over here. It's okay. If I'm in the middle, if I can choose right now, I can stay in it or I can just not get back in it. And if I don't want to hear that goddamn shit, if I want to hear it, I'm like, Mina, would you try? I'm trying to paint you a picture. Mina didn't want to hear the picture. She didn't want to see the paint. She, I don't want to know nothing about that shit you talking. Just do it. I'm like, Mina, I'm trying to teach you something. I don't want the lesson. I don't want to be taught that shit. Don't tell me that shit. It's like everything I'm saying, she rejecting the shit. I'm trying to tell my friend she rejecting the shit. She don't want to hear the shit. I said, okay, I guess you all will never be able to understand. Well, what are you saying, Ray? Wisdom Keeper, you said it happened when my granny, she was like that and she was talking and but she also given the spiritual keys. You said indeed confirming. How was she? So she was really calm. She just knew that it was okay. She was seeing both sides. Isn't it beautiful? I mean, it doesn't look beautiful, especially if something happening to your body and the body is deteriorating, the body's dying, and you got time to save it, or the person's having a cancer and they cannot be saved, or whatever damage to them, they cannot be saved. But I've seen those where the body cannot be saved and the person is so relaxed. They're so peaceful. They're in this state of heaven, hell, life, and what you call death that will only be them slipping out of the physical body. The only death that you don't see will just be the death of the physical body. So the person that you know that you don't want to leave, and you don't want them to leave you, that you're attached to, is the physical shell. That's the only death. Because the mind, the spirit, the heart, the soul does not live. It is not the body. It's a temporary dwelling place. This shit is so deep. I don't even know if I can explain it to you. I have to write it down. It would take too long. It's too many levels of it. And I'm grateful for the experience and the lesson. All those very fucked up. Because like having to go back in it and rebuild it, that's a motherfucker. When you're still in it, and they retain the life of it by removing the disease or the infection. Now the body has been ravaged by it, and you have to rebuild it. But it's up to you. You can decide to stay and rebuild it, or you can leave. But it depends on what your book says. Everybody has a book. Everybody has agreements. You have to get into your pain. You have to resolve it and work through it, and you have to have your higher self calm down and become one with the physical body. Because you got to know who you are. You got to know your agreements. You got to know. So I know I was on that daredevil shit. And I know everybody cannot do that. I would not, I'm not, don't ever do what I did. Unless you know you built like that. If you built for it tough, you built hard body, and that's something you got to go through, you will go through it and you won't die. But it's got to be an agreement with them, and you got to ask them how much time I got. Can I do this? What's the window? 2 days? Oh, 5 days? Okay. So I can, because I just don't want to go. Can I stay here? Can I experience this? They will, you'll know based on how is your higher self merged with the body, and you move through the pain to the veil. You know, that's something, you know what, I'm going to end this because I don't even need to be talking to y'all about this, because there is a certain group that would only understand what I'm saying. Everybody ain't understand because you weren't born for that. You weren't built for that bullshit. To go through the deepest hell and the deepest betrayal and the deepest hurt and experience death on those levels, and death of the mother and the mother's love, and never ever know that love and have to get over that and accept that and watch people that you love die. Because I've had people I sat and helped them die. Because that's what happened to them. They were dying of cancer. They were dying of AIDS. You know, they were dying of an injury, a bad surgery. Some things that the people that took care of them couldn't prevent. And there's nothing nobody could have done about the shit the way it was done. Let me take that back. Some things can be reversed, but the person wasn't open to it, or their lifestyle they was living was very reckless and daredevil kinds of shit. And they put themselves in a position, and all I could do is support. Be there to support, because some people don't want to die alone. They don't want to physically slip up out of the body and be alone. Or some people are afraid, but they know it has to happen to them. They get to know their agreements when they're in the midst of the sickness. So they accept their fate, and you ask them, some people, do you want to turn this around? Some people will say no. They don't want to suffer no more. They don't want to take a chance of suffering no more. While they're looking for a cure, fuck it, they just want to go. And if they do, you can't stop it. You can just sit there and you can support them. I've seen people get out and say, hey, here I am. And I'm like, you see your body? I see it. I see the physical body, and they look just like the physical body. This is where I want to be. You can get back in, you know. They got you on life support. Everything's beating, the machine beating your heart, or you've been out like 5 minutes. You know, they can resuscitate. Do you want to get? No, I don't want to get back in it. I done live out there, this or that. Some people tell me I don't want to get back in it. And then some people will get to the point where they've been embalmed, and right there doing their wake and shit or repair, they sitting there and they're like, I want to come back. I don't want to go out. And I'm like, are you serious right now? You're watching yourself. They've taken everything out. There's no way you can get back in this body. This body's been embalmed. And they will start grieving. You know what? Like I said, I can't talk to people that really, unless you're in that place. You see what I'm saying? Or you've been where I've been, or you have the abilities I have to know you watch your mama. So, Latanya, did she want to stay or did she want to go? I wish, see, I got to figure out a way where we can talk sometime. You know, we can be on the live and y'all can call in. Because I love this shit. I love this kind of shit. And when y'all tell me I've been through it, I've seen it, I watched this person die, I care if this person said this person said that, this person didn't want to go, this person cheated death, this person experienced came back and shit. I love that kind of goddamn shit. That shit better than sex to me. Because that's where sex comes from. So it's like, if she feels like answering Rain Wisdom, you suspicious saying, I would love that Queen Drip. Y'all want to hear this here? Y'all gotta tell me how, like, y'all got to help me with this, because I only got this little Android phone. I don't have no other phone. I don't have no computer and shit set up. I got to get the internet in here. So y'all gotta show me how to put it together and donate or send me whatever equipment and shit I need so I can put that shit together and we could talk. I don't know what I need. It's probably not that deep, but I'm not tech savvy, so y'all gotta tell me what I need to have the phone, because I don't got that one phone right now. I can get another one. What you said, Latanya, you said she held on till days before her death. Did she want to go, Latanya, or did she want to stay? But all I got is one phone. I have another phone. I don't know how to hook it up or what kind of cord or something I need. I know it's simple to y'all. That's right. Come get some of the drill. Oh, that would be sex on a t-shirt. Come get some of the drill. um, was she? Well, I don't know. You feel like talking about it, Latanya? I understand if you don't. Or sharing what you felt she was thinking of feeling. Did she want to stay? Like, could she have stayed? Or was the chemo? Because, a lot of them chemo drugs will kill people. Not the cancer itself. So how she feel, Latanya? How did you feel? She said she held on to 4 days before her death. Wow. See, wow. That is so, see, that means you had an agreement and she had an agreement to have you and meet you so you would be with her. It's beautiful. Scroll up some. You did grant, okay, rain. You said I will donate. Okay, I see that, Rain. Something else. Okay, I would love that, Queen. Okay. I'm scrolling up, Rain. What else you had said? You said I truly understand because I'm living it. Wait a minute, you're going through somebody dying, physically dying, and you're moving through it with that person. Is that what you're saying, Rain? Oh, wow. You said 12. You said that's the next move. Let's cause if you're going to hang up on a loser here and there. Yeah, I like this stuff. I would love to hear y'all's paranormal experiences too, and life and death, and if it ever happened to you or you had to help someone through it that you love, watch them physically die and you didn't want them to go, but they were at peace with it and they were ready at a certain time, because I deal with life and death, sex, life, death, birth, being born, and dying, come in an orgasm for me, and blood, life force. They all tie together. Because remember, I'm heavy Scorpio and heavy Sag. And then got the other planets above it. So that's what Scorpio deals with: death, life, death, regeneration, fucking, sucking, coming. I'm spirituality, sexuality. I'm pussy and dick. I'm in the right place. I'm answering my calling. Do y'all know how many years I've gotten beat up for being this way? And people still try to shut me up for being this way. God and the devils, angels and demons, blood and calm, life and death, giving birth and going to death. All these things are normal for me. They're just natural ways of life. You can't live without them. You said, Latanya, you said she wanted to stay and her body wouldn't, let her go on anymore. I'm sorry. Whew. So they had to stop. Baby, that's what was killing her, that chemo. That's what it was. It wasn't the cancer itself, baby. I promise you. If I could ever talk to you, and if you ever had me do a read on her, and you tell me what kind of cancer she had, and I could do a medical view of her body, I bet you it wasn't the cancer by itself. It was the fucking chemo, the drugs, and the side effects. See if you can go back and find out what she was taking. Look at the goddamn side effect. The side effects will cause breathing problems. They'll cause infection. They will cut the cancer patient's life down real fucking quick by taking that motherfucking shit. Then they drug them up and drug them out. You know what, 12, unfortunately, yeah, it seemed like it ain't, I thought at this age it would stop. You're right, it ain't gonna stop. That's why I have learned to move and think differently. I was on this man's show, Mr. Fantastic. That might be his YouTube, Mr. Fantastic, his name. I enjoyed him because we were talking about some of that same stuff. And I realized there's no age limit on it. With certain people, certain spirits follow them. And like I said, sometimes rejection is protection. Some people, the way they born with their spiritual path is so heavy and it's so deep. Girl, just think. And I know it now and I feel bad about it, but ain't nothing I can do about it. The past is gone. I just have to try to, catch up as a late bloomer. With the type of abilities I realize that I have and the layers of information so deep, instead of spending the past 20 years with somebody that fucked over me and abused me, I needed that free time to read and to study and just to heal and get in touch with my own self. And I notice every time I tried to do that, my ex would have some real fucked up shit to say, and he would start discouraging me and tearing me down when I wanted to go to school, or I depended on his money. And when I would say, well, I'm going to have to figure out how to go. Because he's like, yeah, because if you decide to go to school, I'm not going to give you any money to go. Actually, I'm going to take your money back from you. That's how dirty he was and adamant I wanted me to go to school. I'll withhold any resources. And if you want to go to school, I won't assist you. Your mother should have made sure you went when you was younger. So since you didn't go now, by now you don't need to worry about it. And there's people older than me graduating from school, 60, 70 years old graduating from school or getting a high school diploma. This guy would create more drama in my life when I just wanted to be still and study. I wanted to be what God wanted me to be. Y'all got to watch out for red flags like that. I don't care if you're around males or females. If they say they want to do things to develop themselves and you get excited and you wish that for them because they want it for themselves, but then whenever you say you want to do something, they want to say some fucked up shit and talk you down and hold you down. Them not your friends. And they afraid that if you grow, you're going to leave them. And it's nothing personal. Everybody has gifts and everybody has the right to be the best they can be. And if you're around somebody and you always encourage them and they don't want you to go, they want your time to stay free so they can dump their shit on you because they know you're an empath, you're loving, you're kind. You never say no because you're afraid to learn how to set boundaries and say yes or no, I cannot, I'm not going to fuck with that. And you also like, look, I can't be here every time you're available because I got to read this book or I got to exercise. Or I got to decide what I'm going to do with my life because I want to learn and I don't like where I'm at. And they talk you down and they get discouraged about it because they don't want you to fly, because you becoming more healthy and more strong means that all the riffraff is going to fall by the wayside, and inside they know they not shit. They know they not your friend. They're not the best man for you, and they don't want you to open your eyes and realize that when you know better, you do better. And when you get more education and knowledge, you put yourself in a position to get bigger and better opportunity and more resources. So you're going to raise your standard of living. You're going to raise your standard of friends. You're going to raise the standard of the way you view yourself and who you will fuck and not fuck and hang around. They don't want that. That's how you got to see it. They're trying to make it like it's something wrong with you and you neglecting them. But I bet you everybody around you that's telling you that doing what the fuck they want to do. See, this is what I don't like too about adults. You'll be friends with somebody. That's right, Rain. And you, let's say you in a marriage or you a relationship, but a lot of people don't know the bitch ain't shit, the nigga ain't shit. You been unhappy for a long time, but you stay because of the money. You done bought a house, you got some kids and shit that's little. And you might end up accidentally running into somebody, which we know it ain't no accident, and see your real twin flame, your soulmate, and you fall in love with the person. And love at first sight, you ain't fuck them, you ain't put your hand on nothing on them. And then you pull away from the person, you run. Because you like, this cannot be real, this cannot be true. Especially if a person's real educated and got a lot of degrees, they're going to rationalize the shit and they're not going to go in their heart. They're going to go in their head. No, this ain't real. That was a fluke. Let me stay away from them. But then months go by and shit, you can't stop thinking about the motherfucker. The more you think about them and now their energy done hit yours, you already got some issues at home you're not really happy with, but you stand together for finances and money and cheering and shit, obligations you met when you thought you loved this person. You could have been with the person for 10 years, 15 years. The shit ain't working no more. So before you met this person, it was already cracks in the foundation, or you done fucked around or they done fucked around. And now this person done hit you in your consciousness. They can't stop thinking about you, but you don't know it because you don't fuck with them. You done cut them off. You start secretly watching them if you can see their page or see them online or they public or something like that. Or you might know people that know them or y'all work together running the same circles, but y'all ignoring each other. From what I have seen that girlfriends or guy friends will do, you might tell somebody you trust, like, I ran into this lady, I ran into this guy, and I ran from them because I felt something I ain't never felt before, but I know that shit ain't real. I'm probably just going through some, or, but I can't stop thinking about this person, but I deliberately don't call them. I deliberately initiated no contact because I'm married. I'm staying at home and this and that. But I can't stop. I want to say hello or something. The first thing your bitch friends or your nigga friends gonna do is talk you out of it. You married, we like your wife, we like your husband. That's wrong. How you gonna walk away from obligations? It's like, I ain't trying to walk away from obligations. I'll pay my child support, I'll pay my alimony, whatever I got to deal with, I'll deal with it. But I'm not happy no more. I'm doing that for money reasons and security reasons. Now I'm really thinking from my heart and my spirit. I don't know what this is, but they could start going through an awakening that they didn't know they was gonna go through at a certain time in their life. And now they love and their relationships ain't about money, ego, prestige. It's about spiritual higher purpose and attracting your divine masculine, your divine feminine. You realize you with a dirty ass karmic, like I was with. And you realize you trying to hold this shit together and hope this shit gonna change, and this shit change and go to more shit instead of changing to elevate, be better. Cause that's a dirty karmic nigga and a dirty karmic ass bitch. And that was for them to teach you what you need to learn about yourself, the world, and them. And now it's time for you to raise up out of it, but you running. When you see your divine feminine, divine masculine, because you like, what the fuck is this? You think it's something fucked up. And your friends will talk you out the shit. Yeah, you right. I need to stay home. I got these bills. I got these kids. And I agreed to stay with them. But every day go by, every week, every month go by, you get more fucked up, even though you are not doing nothing to feel guilty about. You ain't fucked the nigga. You ain't sucked their dick. You won't even go near them. But you still something, you now home ain't home no more. The food don't take, you don't want the motherfucker to touch you no more. Cause that shit done got down in you. The spirit done is calling you, see. Like R. Kelly, your body calling you, goddamn it. They body calling you. They spirit calling you. It's a link that you can't break, even though y'all done ran from each other and shit. Them same motherfucking friends. You don't know, undercover, the motherfucker could be jealous of you, don't like you, but pretending like it. Been jealous of you all along, whether you stay in that shit, and then a new person you show them, like, this is the man. And they look at the motherfucker, they'll see something on the motherfucker, but then be like, oh man, fuck that shit. You gonna mess up the years you got. Just because you've been with somebody a long time, don't mean that you more in love with them or the relationship. You could be with somebody 10 years and the shit really ain't hitting, the dick ain't good, you miserable, they don't know you being fucking secretly dogged out, the niggas a narcissist, and then you meet somebody in 5 minutes and you be like, this is the one right here. Damn, no, I'm miserable at home, I'm depressed, I'm going through some shit, and more time go on, you can't shake, like, it's something about this nigga, this is, and you feel for them in 5 minutes what you ain't felt for this nigga, and you been with this nigga for 5 years. Or you feeling 10 minutes, you been with the nigga 10 years, and the shit done turned to shit and done got even worse. And if your friend that supposed to be your friend, no, you don't leave what you got, you secure home, don't leave that nigga, you know that. When you haven't investigated that shit and sat with God and asked God to deal with you and your spirit to deal with you to see what the fuck this is. I ain't saying nothing to him, I ain't going over there, but I need to know within myself, why am I going through that? I meet good looking sharp niggas every fucking day. What the fuck going on? And then you get to dealing with yourself, not them. You don't fuck them. You don't hook up no rendezvous and shit. You don't cheat on your nigga. But you be like, it's something going, something off. Sometime you are with a person that's your karmic and that's treating you fucked up for a season. You don't know that, and you won't know that, and this is not who you're going to physically die with until you go within yourself and you deal with God. And you get with spiritual people, or you get readers and seers to see, is this not? What I'm saying is you got to be careful about listening to people telling you that the motherfucker ain't shit, don't do the shit. Especially if you being fucked up and you're in a rotten relationship for money and things and real estate and kids and shit. And you already know you miserable as fuck, but you got to stay because of your obligation. The same motherfucker telling you that undercover jealous of you and see that with the other person, they can see something and they know you'll be happy. They don't really inside want you to do better than them. When I say better than them, you could still have the same amount of money and education that they got, but they miserable too. And they living a lie too. You just don't physically know it. So they want y'all to be partners in misery together, goddammit. They don't really want to see you go on to something where you are not in it because of money and education and you trying to impress people no more. You done got to a point of your life, you're going through a spiritual awakening, and it's about love. And it's about being with your divine karmic and your divine masculine, divine feminine, getting away from the divine karmic because you done got to a point in a cycle in your life where you done learned what you need to learn, and both of y'all miserable playing a game or the person with you because of who you are, what you know, what you got, the money you got, your prestige, your recognition, your influence and shit, and both of y'all know that shit is a lie. Or the bitch you with could be in love with another nigga, but gonna be with you because they ain't gonna lose that money and that lifestyle and the recognition, prestige and shit. Both of y'all know the shit is off. But so many people are caught up into money and recognition, we can just deal with that and ain't nobody gotta know that we hate each other guts and we don't fuck each other no more. That person supposed to be your friend, don't do that, don't leave that, what you gotta lose, what you gonna have to pay and all this shit. They don't really want you to go on. But this is one thing I know from being around people like that. You think that if they meet somebody outside of their goddamn husband, I done seen this. And they know that it's something spiritual about that person. Because there's a lot of women that will fuck around on a wealthy husband with a nigga that ain't got shit. And they ain't even got the education of their husband or the income of their husband. Well, you know, it's just the way that he make me feel. I enjoy him. He make me laugh. I feel so comfortable. It ain't just the dick good, but I could just be myself and I can relax and I don't have the same drama and the bills and we got to argue about this and got the kids and where they going to go to school at and what time they go. See, it's just with him. Oh, I think I done fell in love. And you're like, well, can the nigga pay your rent? And see, it ain't about, we ain't got to talk about all, it ain't about all that. It's just in my spirit. He uplift me in my spirit. And and then the bitch will do to him what she will then do for this broke nigga what she making her husband do for her. So now she using him for money and taking everything he got and making him take care of the lifestyle and shit. I know women. This ain't stories I hear. I've seen this. I know women that ain't really in love with a nigga, but they'll have a baby because the nigga's in love with them. He's more in love with them than she is with him. So they'll have the babies because that's what the nigga want. And the nigga get them the lifestyle and the money in exchange. Then they meet another nigga that's really their soulmate and shit. Start fucking him and sucking him. It ain't about the money. Now the bitch will get up out there. He ain't got the same education, don't make the same amount of money. She let the nigga become a house mom, goddammit. The nigga stay home, clean up and cook and shit and fuck her in the ass. She go to work and take care of this nigga, goddammit. Like her husband will take care of her. Draining the husband for alimony child support. And all he doing is draining calm out of her motherfucking ass, a new nigga. And she take care of him because, see, it's on another level. Them same motherfuckers that'll tell you don't fuck around on who you got and I don't think that's the right thing to do. They meet somebody, they want to fuck. You think they finna, you think they finna call you? Huh? You think they finna meet you on their lunch hour or meet you at the park or meet you for drinks and say, I'm thinking about fucking this bitch right here. I'm thinking about fucking around on my wife and this is the woman and there's something about her. I can't shake it. I believe she put a root or something on me cause I've been hooked on her and I've been ignoring. I won't call. I know where she at. I know how to reach her. We working the same fucking building and shit. I can't do that because when I see her, I just want to run into her. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to do something to her. So you think I need to fuck them and then you be like, no, that's wrong. That's wrong. You need to go. You need to stay home and you need to do, you need to do the right thing, not because it make you happy to do it, but because that's what you agree to. Okay, first of all, you don't have to be with someone because you made vows to spend your rest of life with them. Sometimes things just don't work, or people become unequally yoked, or they just together for a certain amount of time and that's it. You don't have to stay with them unless your culture and your traditions force you to do some shit you don't want to fucking do. And you spend your life miserable because you don't want to upset them and you don't want to upset the community and shit. If both of y'all don't agree to, it's a fucked up place to be because you're not living for yourself. You're living to do what other people want you to motherfucking do. But I guarantee you, all the people you tell your problems to and something you really want to do and now you don't need to go to school and now you don't need to go over here and no, you don't need to fuck this person and I know you feel like that's your soulmate and that's the one and the one you with, you ready to divorce them and you ready to set up everything financially to pay them off and you ain't trying to just be a deadbeat dad and none of that shit. You want to fix the obligations and shit, but you want to divorce. I bet you when they get in that position, they probably fucking somebody while outside they husband and wife while they tell you not to. They not finna ask you, can I stick my dick in this bitch? Or can I hold my pussy and let this nigga stick his dick in? They not finna ask you. And even if they ask you and you say no, I don't think, well, they get to think, this is my dick. This is my pussy. This is my life. I want to experience this. This shit is irresistible. I'm finna go and fuck. And I just ain't gonna mention to her when I'm fucking them. I know she said she don't approve of this shit. She don't like this shit. I'm grown. I can do what I want. And they gonna still do what the fuck they want to do. Or they not gonna fucking ask you. You the only stupid, childish motherfucker in that relationship got a grown body and chronologically and legally grown. And you got to ask another fucking man or woman, should you go over there and get some dick or get some pussy? Because I guarantee you all the people that's telling you no ain't finna do what the fuck you say. They ain't even finna ask for your suggestion. It's like, look, I can't help it. I'm seeing them. I'm stalking to the point I'm stalking them. God damn it. I'm upset. I've seen this shit. And you said 12. And see, yeah, I've seen this shit. Because certain things are meant to be. There's a beginning to everything, like they said on the Matrix. There's a beginning to a thing. There's an end to a thing. Some of y'all didn't get the memo. So y'all will go around and ask other grown people what you should and shouldn't do with your dick, your pussy, your ass, and what you should do with your man or your woman that you don't want to be with no more. Because it has ran its course, you would have karmic. You know you would have karmic. They know you are, but they want to keep you there so they can make you miserable and they can step on you and make you stay so they can feed off you and keep getting this lifestyle and these resources and knowing that you're not the one to elevate the frequency of your mate. Your mate is there to learn karmic lessons. Once the lessons are learned, but this is what I learned though too, from my experiences and from other people's experiences. When a person, no matter how sweet they are, no matter how nice they are, when you finally get fed up, when you finally realize this is a karmic, you can't play with them, you can't rationalize, and it's a narcissist, you can't reason with them, they are going to introduce you to the tower. You're going to go into the gallows. When that person get tired, you will know because they ain't going to ask you no more. Should I do this? Should I do it? They're going to fucking be a boss about this shit. They're going to be a grown man. They're going to be a grown woman. And they're going to take the move to leave because they know that one way or another, when the spirit say that it's over, you're going to leave one way or another. Either you're going to leave willingly and file for your divorce and have to fight them, even though you don't want to fight, they're going to bring it to you because now they lost control. Narcissists, one thing they hate that they will try to destroy you for is losing control. And when you ignore them, they hate being ignored. But then at the same time, they also hate you standing up to them. You're gonna get fucked up either way. The severity of it depends on you. Or even if they initiate it, they're gonna bring the tower to you. What I'm saying is this: no matter how it ends, you're going to meet the tower. I met the tower. People before me met the tower. And after me, some of y'all getting ready to meet the tower. You in the middle of getting your face pushed in, knocked on like they knock on a door. They're going to use a towel and ram your damn nose in. You're going to get the towel. When you're dealing with a karmic and when you're dealing with a narcissist, and usually they are a little bit of that. A karmic is also somebody very destructive that came to teach you lessons by dogging you out, devaluing you, disrespecting you. Why? Because you have no value for yourself and you disrespect yourself and you're not standing in your power. So they're going to crush you. They're going to bring you a lot of pain. And then if you decide to, you'll come back up after it and you will meet the divine feminine and divine masculine like you deserve. A lot of men are dogged out like that too. We just don't know it because many of them don't talk about it. But I've really been refreshed. I've been glad there are men that have dealt with narcissistic women that are karmic females, and they are teaching about it on their YouTube channel. A lot of them have gotten dogged out when they were obsessed with or thought they were addicted to a woman because of her beauty, sex, whatever, and they end up getting with a divine karmic and getting with an extreme female narcissist who didn't give two fucks about them and who takes them through a little living hell and takes all their money and dogs them out, all kinds of bullshit to them. And they're really good men, like a lot of us are good women, and they're empaths, so they don't know it, and they don't know their power, but actually through going through that, they come into the power. You know what? I have been on here too long with you guys. Oh my God, I can't believe I've been on here this long. You've been on here this long with me. Yeah, 12, unfortunately. Yeah, we have to learn how to block that now. And you saying they hate you. Now they must destroy you because that demon. Thank you, Rain. Rain Wisdom, you are absolutely correct. I had to realize this guy hated me. My ex hated me. And he did everything and said everything he could say to watch, like to let me know that he hated me. And I didn't want to believe that. I didn't want to accept it. And now I do. And now I do. Hey, Justo. I love it when the men come here and comment. I didn't mean to. God, this is a 3. I don't know how to break it up on my phone. I wish I could break it up because you know how some people don't like to listen to it. It's so long. I try not to make them so long. But damn, we've been on here 3 hours. I didn't mean to be on here. But then again, you don't have to listen to it if you don't want to. Just, listen to it, clean up the house, listen to it in pieces. It's up to you. I just appreciate the people that are here that love and support me. Please hit my cash app, make it clap, donate, please. So I can continue to do the work I do. I can continue to teach. And for the men that want the downloads, women too, you want the vagina power audio files, you want the penis power audio, the private ones, you want private classes from me, you want to talk to me. And we go through the things, or I can describe them in your audio files that you get. I'm willing. Thank you, 12. Unfortunately, I realized I was strong and became strong through a lot of bad things. Unfortunately, I don't want to do that no more. And it's like, when you said 12, you ain't lying. The women had their own ninjas as well and hated you for getting it. Yeah. I think everybody is here. You're only drawn to me and you listen because the message resonates with you because you are me or you've been me or you're going through it right now. I hope it's something I can say to help you because I had nobody and I would talk about these things and to you on the lives and get y'all feedback and support because I had nobody. All the people I was there for when this happened to me and I had to walk through this dark night, only a couple of people I can count were here. All the other people I helped were gone because they were users and didn't give a fuck about me anyway. But at the same time, it changed me. I was forever changed by those experiences because I trust God. I trust the spirits. I learned you can't depend on a human being because they're not going to always be there. And it doesn't mean that there's no human being that loves you. It doesn't mean that everybody usually don't want to be there. People have their own life and their own circumstances, and sometimes things happen and it's inconvenient for somebody that loves you to always get there in the flesh. So they might be able to get there on the phone or a text, or and then sometimes the spirits let you go through that by yourself because of the walk that you have that's so unique, that's so different and so odd. And most people don't have the courage to have their family turn on them, to have no friends and be alone. It's a training for you, just like Christ was tempted when he went out into the wilderness on the mountains with Satan, and Christ cried and was betrayed when he cried when Judas did that to him, and many things he had to go through alone, and the crucifixion alone. If there was a physical death at 33, I'm not sure. You can't depend on the love and trust and support of the people when you're one of those types of prophets. You can't depend on, do they like me? Do they love me? Because people are going to stop liking you and they're going to stop loving you because those are the ones that are with group think and go along with people say. So if I don't like Alexis, you can't like her neither. And if you like a bitch, you ain't going to be over here. You're going to be invited over here, or you're going to lose this opportunity, that opportunity. Choose, bitch. Which one is it? It's her or me, bitch. Because there's some people petty and silly like that. You can't support her, you can't be with her, or they feel intimidated by you, or they doing the same thing you doing. They don't want no competition. So you gonna help us crush her if you're gonna be over here, goddamn it. So they not strong enough. They can't go through what you went through and be tested and get their ass beat like that and have a doctor say to them, excuse me, I had a group of them looking at me agreeing, co-signing with the shit that doctor was saying. They can't hear that shit there without ingesting that shit and accept that shit as truth, and your whole body starts shaking and your heart rate go up because you just know, because you trust everything a motherfucker with a white coat goddamn it say. And that's what it is. See, everybody can't take all of that right there. Then you got to accept that and forgive them and not be mad at them. But when you know your role and you know your purpose, you don't have no personal feeling about that. You know who's coming and who going and who's staying and how long they stay, and you already know the motherfucker gonna betray you. You don't want to say it to them. You really don't want to say it to nobody else, but you know. Person ain't gonna stay here long. This is a weak bitch. This is a plant. So I already know only to go so far with this motherfucker. This bitch gonna turn on me at such a day, such a year, and such a time. And every time I say it about a motherfucker, God be damn, they fucking did it. Cause I'm getting to know me. And you need to study human nature. Some peoples ain't built hard body like that. And they come to test you, to lie, cheat, and steal, just like Satan do. And if you don't rise up and realize who you are, and some things is just your fate, you cannot change what you are, who you are. The spirits won't let you. You better learn how to step in your position and play your position and play your role, or you will get your ass beat over and over until the time you say, hey, this wound is so bad, I want to check out. I don't want to physically be here no more. Or goddamn, let me retreat, because these motherfuckers trying to take me the fuck up out of here for the 10th or 12th time, and let me set up boundaries and regroup and heal and come back shooting, goddamn it. It's not that many choices. And all of us are not born to do those type of jobs. But the ones of us know, you start to figure it out, because everybody and everything you love will turn against you. You are stronger when everybody that you knew that supposed to be your blood turn against you. And you realize, in order for me to survive, I got to Trust myself, believe in myself in the unseen, and just know that it's there, even though I have no proof, and be strong enough to walk away and walk on my own. Everybody don't have the intestinal fortitude for that. Everybody don't have the guts for that. Everybody ain't built like that. And I'm telling you right now, because I learned the hard way, if you're one of those type of individuals that are born to be a prophet that walk the road less traveled, when you recognize a bitch ain't shit, you better push that motherfucker away from you, because they are going to try to crucify you for the fuck of it, because they don't understand you, but at the same time they want to be you, and they know they don't have the guts to be you and do what you do, and they know they don't have the natural gift, and they don't want to read a book or goddamn study, and they don't want to walk the path less traveled, but they still want to do what you do, and they jealous because you do it. They will take you out or help a motherfucker take you out while they smile in your face and be your motherfucker friend. Fake ass friend. On top of that. It's what you said, 12 tears on your eyes. But I started laughing. Yeah. Yes, Rain. Unfortunately, in the most brutal way. These are things I've learned that your mother should teach you. That I try to teach my son, but he don't listen. But I still try. So you can't say when you walk into something, son, you wasn't warned. Because I tried to tell you. I wasn't told. I wasn't warned. I walked into things just trying to be a good person. But I still, if you don't listen, I'm still going to leave these messages for you until you wake up and embrace your divinity, embrace your gift. Because you can't say you didn't know. And I didn't try to tell you as a mother. You said it was designed for them to turn on you. You're cut. Yeah, unfortunately, Rain. Yeah. But you said 12, even if they read the book, nothing happened. Oh! That's what I'm talking about, 12. They don't want to read. And if they read, they can't comprehend it because the discernment ain't there. The discernment ain't natural. They weren't picked for that. Just like I get levels. That's right. Levels. And just like I told when I was a little girl, I didn't know what was happening. Now I know it was astral projection. My spirits was trying to teach me when they get me around my mama. Because they know what she was going to try to do to me. And they knew they weren't going to have it. See. They weren't going to let that happen to me. Even though bad things happened to me as a little girl and she wanted me raped and killed as a little girl, the spirits didn't let that happen to me. You have to trust that that you're gonna be all right and that they're gonna be there for you. Even now, that's what I learned to do. I trust them because it's things I don't have control over. And I don't have control of people's thoughts and actions and what they do and what they don't do. Many things in our life we don't have no control over. But the spirit knows and sees all. And the people that they speak to that know and see all will also be sent to you one way or another. Whether you know them or you don't know them or you see it on a billboard or somebody said, guess what I heard? Or you run across a video or you run across a news article. One way or another, if you just, even though you don't know the who, what, when, where, and why, you just know the spirit got you when it's coming. It will find its way to you where you're open and receptive to the shit. You said, yes, Queen Drip teach. I like this. I said, thank you. Thank you. You said, what you mean you terrified, Rain? What are you terrified of? You don't be terrified of nothing and nobody. When you embrace who you are and what you are and the spirits that brought you here, they're not going to let no bad thing come to you and destroy you if that's not the way your life is supposed to end. You say, I remember Big Bill was. I remember when I first started reading Dr. York. I love his books. They so heavy to me. I ain't been in them in years. Damn, thank you for reminding me. Because Nipsey told me to get one on embalming ceremonies and funeral rites. I didn't know he had them until one of his followers showed it to me and I found it. You said, Sandra, when somebody tells you who they are, especially when you realize they are coming to believe them, we push and won't. No, Sandra, I'm going to put it in a different way for my life. When a karmic goddamn show me who they is, believe it. Because see, they're going to tell you something different. And they're going to get your trust and get you in there. And when you see them do some shit other than what's said out their mouth, they're going to say you crazy and got a mental problem when they know you have doubts and you don't trust your intuition. Oh, no, them karmics ain't going to a dirty ass nigga like the one I had. Didn't tell me that he was like that. I'm such a good person. Oh, I love you. I'm going to do this for you. I'm going to do that for you. And he did the goddamn opposite, goddamn it. You believe what they show, goddamn it, not what they fucking say. Believe what they do, goddamn it. Because that ain't no lie. The action never lie. Let me get over here and get myself together, y'all. I enjoy spending this time with you, but I get myself together and get something to eat and to drink. I love you all. I'll talk to you soon.